we should converse instead?
Okay, sure, let's talk.
Good. Your goal is for me to release... What if you could persuade... This will be long. I offer much. Power, knowledge, pleasure. What is it you desire?
I'll make you a deal. Get the hell out of Dodge and I won't blow you up.
I see. Though you are alone in my domain, I do not doubt your power. I am not one for taking risks. Have it your way. I relinquish my hold on the boy, if you allow me to leave, unhindered. I can offer nothing better.
No, I think you could ask for better than that.
I see. Name your price, then.
I mean, let's make it canon. Let's become a blood mage in canon.
Very well. You have...
And done. Why is that stuttering like that? Do you see that?
So it is over. Connor is his old self. He does not seem to remember anything, which is a blessing. I suppose we will need to send him to the Circle of Magi's tower for... training, once the war is over. It's so odd to think of the boy as a mage, of all things. Eamon has much to mourn and rebuild should he recover. But at least he can be thankful that both his son and wife are safe.
I owe you my deepest thanks. I had nearly... I can scarcely believe Connor is the boy he once was.
There is still the matter of Jowan. His poisoning Eamon began this whole mess, yet he lives. I must decide what becomes of him. We will hold him for Eamon to decide his fate. If he doesn't recover, Jowan's fate is sealed. What do you think?
Why do you care about my opinion?
You are a mage, and you know his faults better than anyone. I would trust your judgment.
There are so many, so how would you find him useful?
I would not trust him, but I would not presume to tell my brother what to do.
Right. Well, because our options are execute or release, I'm gonna go with release.
Released? Are you mad? Why would you do such a thing?
I agree with Isolde. He's a Maleficar. We cannot simply unleash him on the land and ignore his crimes.
Why not? That isn't your problem.
Perhaps you are correct. But that is Eamon's decision, not mine. I'm sorry. Jowan stays in the dungeon for now. But our task is not done yet. Whatever the demon did to my brother, it seems to have spared his life, but he remains comatose. We cannot wake him.
The urn. The urn of sacred ashes will save Eamon.
You are so stupid. Anyways, I found this sacred Gatorade bottle. Is this gonna do? I've only got a little bit left. I was kind of peckish on the way here.
You found the urn? Did you bring it with you?
Yeah, well, I mean, some of it, but yeah.
But how can this be? Where did you find it?
Would you question a miracle, Tigan? What's important is that it is here.
You are right, of course. I can ask later. For now, let us see if the relic's healing powers live up to its reputation.
Oh, yeah, there's like a couple drops left. It's fine, it's fine. Also, shouldn't he have died without, like, the demon?
Where am I?
Be calm, brother. You have been deathly ill for a very long time.
Yeah, like a year.
Remember nothing.
Tegan? What are you doing here? Where is Isolde?
I am here, my husband.
And Connor? Where is my boy? Where is our son?
Yeah, I killed him.
Though many others are dead, there is much to tell you, husband.
Dead? Then it was not a dream.
Much has happened since you fell ill, brother. Some of it will not be easy for you to hear.
Then tell me. I wish to hear all of it. This is most troubling. There is much to be done, that is true. But I should first be thankful to those who have done so much. Grey Warden, you have not only saved my life, but kept my family safe as well. I am in your debt. Will you permit me to offer you a reward for your service?
I mean, it's up to you, really. I kind of don't care, to be honest with you.
I understand, but regardless of your motivations, I feel you are worthy of a reward. I would like to honor your efforts. Nothing more.
Okay.
Then allow me to declare you and those traveling with you champions of Redcliffe. You will always be a welcome guest within...
Which is a big deal. We talked about that in the lore
For you,
run.
Warden. A shield of the same make as those that have been given to our finest knights.
Thank you, Your Grace.
We should speak of Loghain, brother. There is no telling what he will do once he learns of your recovery.
Loghain instigates a civil war even though the Darkspawn are on our very doorstep. Long I have known him. He is a sensible man, one who never desired power.
I was there when he announced he was taking control of the throne, Eamon. He is mad with ambition, I tell you.
Mad indeed. Mad enough to kill Cailan, to attempt to kill myself and destroy my lands. Whatever happened to him, Loghain must be stopped. What's more, we can scarce afford to fight this war to its bitter end.
So, what are you proposing then?
We have no time to wage a campaign against him. Someone must surrender if Ferelden is to have any chance at fighting the Darkspawn.
So you're just giving up?
No, not at all. Loghain is responsible for heinous crimes, and I intend to see him pay. But our armies must be reserved for the Darkspawn, not for each other. I will spread word of Loghain's treachery, both here and against the king. But it will be but a claim made without proof. Those claims will give Loghain's allies pause, but we must combine it with a challenge Loghain cannot ignore. We need someone with a stronger claim to the throne than Loghain's daughter, the Queen.
Are you referring to Alistair, brother? Are you certain?
I would not propose such a thing if we had an alternative, but the unthinkable has occurred.
Fresh reminder that Grey Wardens are supposed to legally rescind all such claims, but as we mentioned back when that was brought up last time, that's not, like, wrought in stone. There's plenty of ways to around that. So, what do you mean? What's going on with Alistair?
You don't know?
I meant to tell you when we were approaching Redcliffe.
Then you kicked me out of the party for some reason.
Alistair is King Merrick's illegitimate son. He is Cailan's half-brother and has a claim to Ferelden's throne.
And half-elf, apparently. No, exactly, Von Falk. Like I said, it's like, I mean, the mere fact that Loghain was made the second highest noble in the land says a lot about what Ferelden thinks about the typical rules of politics. Aren't you Cailan's uncle? Want to press your own claim?
Tegan and I have a claim through marriage, but we would seem opportunists no better than Loghain. Alistair's claim is by blood.
And what about me? Does anyone care what I want?
You have a responsibility, Alistair. Without you, Loghain wins. I would have to support him for the sake of Ferelden. Is that what you want?
But I... No, my lord.
I see only one way to proceed. I will call for a landsmeet, a gathering of all of Ferelden's nobility in the city of Denerim. There, Ferelden can decide who shall rule, one way or another. Then the business of fighting our true foe can begin. What say you to that, my friend? I do not wish to proceed without your blessing.
Eamon's an interesting character, because at first glance he seems like one of the good ones, hate to phrase it that way, you know, a reasonable authority figure, and he kind of is, but I think it's more accurate to say that Eamon is a politician. He just happens to be a politician who isn't completely blinded by his own stupidity, greed, and otherwise childishness. Eamon knows how to play the game, and is honestly probably better at it than, I would say, anybody else we see in Ferelden in particular, with the possible exception of Howe. Let's go ahead and proceed with your plan, Eamon.
Very well. I will send out the word. But before we proceed, I believe there is the matter of the mage, my son.
True RRC.
He still lives, I understand.
He does. He is in the dungeon, brother.
Have him brought here, Tegan. I wish to see him.
It's a good way to put that. Lawful neutral instead of lawful evil.
Jowan, what you have done is not in question. You tried to assassinate me and set into motion a series of events that nearly destroyed everything I cherish. What have you to say in your own defense?
Nothing, my lord. Other than to say I am sorry. I expect no mercy for what I've done.
I see. Grey Warden, have you anything to say on Jowan's behalf?
He does seem earnest in his desire for repentance, because he is.
Oh? That is unexpected. And what would you have me do? As the injured party, my ability to see the merciful path is strained.
Give him to the circle.
True enough, and wisely said. Jowan, I hereby turn you over to the Tower of the Circle of Magi. May the Maker have mercy on your soul.
Thank you, my lord. And goodbye, my friend.
I'll see you in the
Back
cut
to the matter of
content.
the landsmeet. We should head to Denerim as soon as possible. I can delay that, however, if you have other plans.
No, I'm good.
I would prefer not giving Loghain time to consider, but it is up to you. I do not wish to go to Denerim unless you are with me.
I have a feeling that he's not going to find going back to the circle as enjoyable as he thought. So, because we've done everything else, we're ready to move forwards.
Excellent. I shall make the arrangements. Let us be off to Denerim, and may the Maker watch over us. Denerim is the heart and soul of Ferelden. It was the city of King Calenhad, the birthplace of Andraste. As stubborn as a Mabari, and as good to have on your side. If we defeat Loghain here, the rest of the nation will follow us. By calling the landsmeet, I've struck the first blow. The advantage, for the moment, is ours. He will have little choice but to show himself, to oppose us directly. He will strike back at us. The only question that remains is how soon.
2 seconds later.
Loghain, this is an honor that the Regent would find time to greet me personally.
How could I not welcome a man so important as to call every lord in Ferelden away from his estates, while a blight claws at our land?
Oh, now it's a blight.
Blight is why I'm here. With Cailan dead, Ferelden must have a king to lead it against the Darkspawn.
Ferelden has a strong leader. Its queen. And I lead her armies.
You know, considering Ostagar, maybe we need someone who actually knows what direction the enemy is in. Just random thought.
And who is this, Eamon? Some new stray you picked up on the road? And here I thought it was only royal bastards you played the nursemaid to.
Right. I'm Loretta. I'm a Grey Warden.
You have my sympathies on what happened to your order. It is unfortunate that they chose to turn against Ferelden.
You know, the really horrible part about it is I think that in some part of his paranoiac nonsense, he actually believes that. Now, you're probably thinking, what? What possible cause would he have to believe that the Grey Wardens betrayed us to anyone? Well, as we will learn soon, not very long from now, probably today, the Grey Wardens were not only already reaching out to other Grey Wardens in order to deal with this blight, the specific ones they were reaching out to were the Orlesian ones. And they were trying to send a large number, in fact, are still currently trying to send a large number of Orlesian Wardens into the country to deal with this threat. And, well, we know just how much of a blind spot Loghain has for Orlesians, so... When does the landsmeet begin?
Don't interrupt, Churl. Your betters are talking.
I'm gonna kill you later.
Carthrian, this is not the time or place. I had hoped to talk you down from this rash course, Eamon. Our people are frightened. Our king is dead. Our land is under siege. We must be united now if we are to endure this crisis. Your own sister, Queen Rowan, fought tirelessly to see Ferelden restored. Would you see her work destroyed? You divide our nation and weaken our efforts against the Blight, with your selfish ambitions to the throne.
Which sounds like he's just obfuscating, but as I've already mentioned, we're at the part of the story where Loghain is actually Loghain, instead of a typical Hollywood villain. And you can tell if you pay attention to his dialogue, that he really is kinda... He doesn't understand, right? He does not get why they're doing this landsmeet and why we're going to be fighting for the throne. It's a solved issue. What's the problem? Anora's there dealing with the civil stuff. I'm here to fight things, and we're going to go kill Darkspawn. What's the problem? Yeah, exactly. He's added 2 and 2, and he's gotten purple. What's the issue? And I credit to the voice actor who really helps with this. But I will once again reiterate that I didn't catch any of this my first time around, mostly because he is so inconsistently portrayed at the first half of the game, but also because, well, a lot of this is written to be seen from multiple angles and still makes sense. Loghain, if you want to save the land, then stand with us.
I should put my faith in untried
foreign hands.
Do you think I'm blind? Cailan depended on the Grey Warden's prowess against the Darkspawn, and look how well that ended. Let us speak of reality rather than tall tales. Stories will not save us.
I cannot forgive what you've done, Loghain. Perhaps the Maker can, but not I. Our people deserve a king of the Theron bloodline. Alistair will be the one to lead us to victory in this blight.
The Emperor of Orlais also thought I could not bring him down. Expect no more mercy than I showed him. There is nothing I would not do for my homeland.
And that's true. Everything he just said is completely true.
Well, that was bracing. I didn't expect Loghain to show himself quite so soon.
And, yeah, I don't mean to point this out, but both Eamon and Harrowmont have several things in common with each other. They're both relatively decent sort compared to the competition, and they're both rather traditionalist. Also, thank you, Mortal Gus, very much. If you want to put that sub towards up to 3 things for future streams, please let me know. So, how long have you known Loghain?
My sister married King Merrick while he was still in exile. At that time, he and Loghain were inseparable. The wild prince who'd never seen the inside of a castle, and the farmer's son. When Loghain joined Merrick's rebels, he was just a raw-boned boy, but he got on one knee to swear that he would see Ferelden free or die trying.
You sound like you admire him, which is funny because I do too.
He made us a free people once more. You can't know what it was like to grow up as a vassal in your own land, while poncy little Orlesians minced around in their silks. I would never have believed he would do anything but what was best for Ferelden. We need eyes and ears in the city. Loghain has been here for months. The roots of all his schemes must begin here. The sooner we find them, the better we can turn them to our advantage. Go have a look around, and see what you can turn up. Better yet, find the nobles who have arrived for the landsmeet. Test the waters. See how many will support us. When you're ready to talk strategy, come upstairs to my sitting room. We can lay out our plans for the landsmeet then.
As an aside, I know I have a bit of a rep for hating Anora, because I do, but not that much. You know, as we've talked about, it's like, don't care for her as a character, but I've seen worse. But the reason I bring that up right now is, regardless of my personal distaste for the character,
Yes.
I firmly believe that Anora is at least part of the problem here.
You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Seeing as we're in Denerim now, I'm wondering if we might be able to look someone up.
Okay. Don't worry, we'll get Loghain.
No, I know that. That's not what I'm talking about. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle and she had a daughter. Only, I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret after all. But after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking and, well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim.
Huh, that's wonderful.
She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know.
What are you expecting?
I'm not sure. I don't know anything about her except her name and where she lives. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
So, yeah, apparently. We're gonna find a half-elf.
So you know that I'm a Templar, right?
I believe what I heard was that you were not, in fact, a Templar. You were trained as one before you became a Grey Warden.
That's right, but I still have all the abilities of one, of course. That doesn't make you nervous.
Should it? I am no apostate. Perhaps you should be directing this question at Morrigan.
She claims not to be afraid of me, or anything, really. But you've had more experience with the Templars than her. I know how mages can sometimes...
The Templars serve a function, and a necessary one. If what has happened at the tower proves anything, it is that we mages can be dangerous, even to ourselves.
That's one way of looking at it.
And regardless, you seem like a decent enough young man. If you decide to slaughter me out of hand, I'm sure you would at least inform me first, no?
Oh, sure. Count on it.
Appreciate you. Yeah, him and Morrigan just need to have sex already. Which... Anyways. To answer you directly, Lord Harriman. So, first of all, I don't really count the scene you're referencing as canon. I know that sounds like weird, but... I would say that Anora and Loghain are out of character at the beginning of the game because of the behind-the-scenes problems we've already talked about. This is something I've talked about before. Just because something on camera does not mean it counts when it comes to canon. You might be thinking, how could you possibly think that, Lauren? It's because I'm a fan of Star Trek. There's just too much that is shown on camera that is either retconned or isn't canon or is just kind of neatly swept under the rug when it comes to long-standing fiction, right? That's true with Star Wars, that's true with Final Fantasy, that's true with Kingdom Hearts, that's true with Dragon Age, that's true with everything, right? You know, how much stuff in TOS would be like significant setting-changing stuff, thank you for the example, Jesse Ward, which is never referenced again. You get my point, right? That's just establishing my initial point. A lot of the early stuff with Loghain being, "Mwahaha," and Anora being, "I'm the ally that will help you." I don't buy either of those, because it just so obviously feels like parts of an earlier draft that kind of got left in, right? Now to get to the second part of my argument. Everything else from this point onwards seems to me to indicate that Anora is a cold fish who doesn't give a damn about anything. All she is interested in realpolitik. Now, the problem here is there's also every indication that she has the charisma of a wet whale, which is currently puking. And I'm not saying that because I dislike her. I'm saying that because that's what the games portray. She's got a high int, not a high charisma, right? Everyone talks about this, that she was the one who actually ran the country, but it was Kaelin who was the one everyone liked. And this dual relationship thing is something that's mentioned several times, especially if you get Alistair hooked up with her. It's mentioned even with regards to Loghain and Merrick themselves, right? It's a common recurring trend. So, with someone like her who is smart but does not have the charisma to round up the nobles, this is why I say that I think she's part of the problem. Not on purpose, not because she's evil, but because she's trying to do a job that she's not really working well at, right? I think that a lot of the dominoes that are in place are because of the fact that she's been going doot behind the scenes, and, well, here we are, for lack of a better way to put it. And when she loses Kaelin, and all she has for backup is Loghain, she suddenly loses the charisma part of the equation, right? So now she's got nothing, and she's essentially, nothing's the wrong word. She's missing half of what it, or a third, of what it means in order to be a leader. See you in a bit, RRC. What I'm trying to say is, again, none of this is really specific. This is kind of vague, broad, zoomed out perspective. I've always had the general opinion that Loghain was like, all right, I'm going to go deal with this. And the reason the country has gone to hell is because Anora, without backup, and Howe, without restriction, have been running the country behind his back. That's what I'm trying to get at. That neither side of his advisory board have been doing a good job of keeping the country together. Hence the need for us to run around and keep the country together. Make sense? This is also probably another way in which the Alistair deal is considered such a positive thing. It's why so many people, both players and the developers themselves, seem to think that that's the best outcome, because now we've got the two merger. We've got the intelligence, and we've got the charisma. And Alistair is mentioned several times to be a very charismatic person, just like his brother and his father. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Anora and Howe are not on the same side in all this, because Howe is Howe, and Anora is Anora. He's just trying to play at petty power games because he's Howe, and she's just trying to keep things working because she's Anora. And so, you get my point. Let me phrase this slightly differently. Imagine if Palpatine, I know this is a weird analogy, just bear with me for a second. Imagine if Palpatine, you know what, actually, imagine if Palpatine dies. Ugh. And Darth Vader is like, very well, I will run the country and go fight the Yuzun Vong. There we go. I'm going to go fight the Yuzun Vong. I'm going to leave two people in charge behind me. Grand Moff Tarkin and Krennic. I'll let you decide which one's which. And then Vader goes off to fight the good fight, because that's all he cares about. And the two people left behind are like,
That's my sister's house. I'm almost sure of it. This is the right address. She could be inside. Could we go and see?
I have negative time right now, Tara, but you can at least ask.
Will she even know who I am? Does she even know I exist? My sister. That sounds very strange. Sister. Oh, now I'm babbling. Maybe we should go. Let's go. Let's just go.
I love you, Alistair.
This should be easy enough.
Hello?
Hey, you have linens to wash? I charge 3 bits on a bundle. You won't find better. And don't trust what that Natalia woman tells you either. She's foreign and she'll rob you blind.
I'm not here to have any wash done. My name's Alistair. Well, this may sound sort of strange, but are you Gordana? If so, I suppose I'm your brother.
My what? I am Goldana, yes. How do you know my name? What kind of tomfoolery are you folk up to?
Yeah, can you wash armor? Because, you know.
Look, our mother, she worked as a servant in Redcliffe Castle a long time ago before she died. Do you know about that?
You! I knew it! They told me you was dead. They told me the babe was dead along with Mother, but I knew they was lying.
They told you I was dead? Who? Who told you that?
Them's at the castle. I told them the babe was the king's and they said he was dead. Gave me a coin to shut my mouth and sent me on my way. I knew it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. The babe didn't die. I'm him. I'm your brother.
For all the good it does me. You killed Mother, you did, and I've had to scrape by all this time. That coin didn't last long, and when I went back, they ran me off.
This isn't exactly Alistair's fault here, is it?
And who in the maker's name are you? Some tart, following after his riches, I expect.
Hey, don't speak to her that way. She's my friend and a Grey Warden, just like me.
Oh, I see. A prince and a Grey Warden too. Well, who am I to think poorly of someone so high and mighty compared to me? I don't know you, boy. Your royal father forced himself on my mother and took her away from me. And what do I got to show for it? Nothing. They tricked me good. I should have told everyone. I got 5 mouths to feed. And unless you can help with that, I got less than no use for you.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Actually, I can help with that. It's called contraceptives. Now, I know this is medieval England, so in this case, it's called Stop Having Sex So Much.
Well, he found it. And what good is that to me? None, that's what. Unless he can see to it that his family lives as it should.
I suppose maybe I could give her some money from my nieces and nephews. 15 sovereigns, maybe? Would you let me give her that?
Okay.
Then here, Goldana, take this money. I know it's not much, but...
You, a prince, marching in here with your fancy armor and such, and this is all you got to offer? You must think I'm very stupid.
No, wait, I don't think that at all. I want to help, if I can.
You want to help? You go to whatever high and mighty folks you run with, and you tell them you've got nephews and nieces that aren't living as they've a right to. You do that.
15 sovereigns isn't that much. Yeah, Alistair. Yeah, by the way, we don't know exact numbers because fiction likes to be vague about money. Because most writers are not economists on the side. But 15 sovereigns is a goddamned huge amount of money. That would probably feed her and her family for the next year or 2, or 3, or 5. Alistair, all she wants is your money.
Yes, it really seems that way, doesn't it? I wasn't expecting my sister to be so... I'm starting to wonder why I came.
I don't know why you came either, or what you expected to find. But it isn't here. Now get out of my house, the both of you.
Okay.
I agree. Let's get out of here. Well, that was not what I expected, to put it lightly. I'm sorry I gave her any money at all. This is the family I've been wondering about all my life? That gold-digging harridan? I can't believe it. I guess I was expecting her to accept me without question. Isn't that what family is supposed to do?
Ah!
I feel like a complete idiot.
Yeah, she took the money, by the way. That's 15 gold gone. I'm almost tempted to rewind time just to get that, because that's not a small amount of money, even to me. Now, I know that this is my opinion, and I know it's an uncommon opinion, but even with my chosen family, who's upstairs right now, that's still not an accept them without question scenario. If my sister runs out and starts stabbing people to death, we're going to have some words, you know? So. And that's my chosen family. My biological family, That's completely different. I'm sorry you have a crappy sister, Alistair.
Yes, I'm sorry too. I guess I should have known better. Let's just go. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I mean, I trust my sister enough that the first thing I'd do would be like, why are you stabbing people? And she's like, well, it's because they're evil. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Stab, stab. I'll help you stab them. But the point I'm trying to get across, and the point that I've had people argue against me on this for years upon years, and they're all dumb. Because the argument they always give is, oh, well, you know, you say that fictional people shouldn't stand up for their family even when they do evil stuff. But if your sister was doing it, you'd stand up for her. To which I always say, no. No, I wouldn't. You know? Now, it depends. She's earned the right to talk about what she's doing. But, again, no, she doesn't get a free pass because she's my sister. That would be very funny if she's just right here and she just, like, she's not. That would be great. I should text her. She'd be like, come down here and stab me. Do I like hardening Alistair? Well, I've never done it, Pika. So I suppose that gives my opinion out. What am I doing? Alienage. Let's do it.
Dwarven crafts.
Fine. Alien craft. Oh, did we do it last time? I'm sorry. I actually forgot about that. Apparently we hardened Alistair last time. Probably because I'd never done it before.
The alienage is closed.
God damn it! Right, we have to do the Anora thing first. Ugh. Okay, hang on. Okay. I guess we're just going back up here now. Hang on, let's be going the correct speed.
Dwarven crafts. Find dwarven craft. Direct from origin.
It's okay, none of this is canon, Mike.
As you will.
Myself, Evo. I've just decided to take over the country. I'm just sick of these people. They're dumb.
Ah, Warden. I trust you've made yourself comfortable.
Sup? I was hoping for silk sheets and candied grapes.
Why don't we ensure Loghain won't have us all executed first, and worry about how to celebrate later? This is Elena. She's...
I am Queen Anora's handmaiden. She sent me here to ask for your help.
Or perhaps the young lady prefers to speak for herself.
You know, honestly, Evo, I'd take that as a compliment, but I'm pretty sure Cat could run this country better than they can. For those of you who don't know, this is Cat. She's a stuffed animal. Can I help you?
The Queen. She is in a difficult position. She loved her husband, no? And trusted her father to protect him. When he returned with no king and only dark rumors, what is she to think? She worries, no? But when she tries to speak with him, he does not answer. He tells her not to trouble herself.
Friendship points lost, Evo. Could you get on with it, please?
So she goes to Howe. A visit from the Queen to the new Isle of Denrum is only a matter of courtesy, and she demands answers.
You know, it honestly would not surprise me if this woman is a bard. You know, the Orlesian style of bard. Because she comes in here and just kind of precision points us towards the Anora situation. And that's stirring the pot in a very specific matter.
They now know she is a threat to her father's power. I think her life is in danger. I heard Howe say she would be a greater ally dead than alive, especially if her death could be blamed on Owl Eamon.
Let's be very clear. It's made very clear later. Anora and Loghain actually have a lot of loyalty to each other. In both directions, by the way. So...
We may have no choice but to trust Anora. The Queen is well loved. If Loghain succeeded in pinning her death on me, I'm not sure that's a risk we can afford to take.
So, Kira said something earlier. Anora is the Tarkin of the situation. Although I don't mean that as the insult it sounds like. Because Howe... or, no, I said that wrong. God damn it, I am so tired. Look, what I'm trying to get at is that Anora's, not relevant to this. Jesus Christ, wake up a little bit, Laura. Howe, talking about Howe, not Anora. I legitimately think Howe has no idea what he's doing. Long term. I think he's playing the game of politics like a cutthroat politician, but I don't think he has any long-term view at all. I think he's just trying to make his quarterly return as good as possible. I'm screwing up my own words here. So, fine. Let's go help Twitface.
I have some uniforms. I'll hire so many new girls every day. A few more will not cause much stir. I will show you to the servants' entrance. We must slip in and out with my queen before anyone is the wiser. I will go ahead to House Estate. Meet me there as soon as you can.
Hang on. Yeah, Howe is playing at Hollywood Accounting. It's an interesting way to phrase that. Yeah, I've always found it amusing that Tarkin, God, I'm screwing up all my words today. Tarkin didn't really become the Tarkin until the EU. Although, that's still a status he holds in the AU, so shrug. It's fine, Pika, it's fine. This definitely isn't some kind of plot by someone who's manipulating pieces on a board.
This is a nice change from having to sleep in the woods, isn't it? I'm here for you. Of course.
We need to talk about us.
Wait, you want to talk about us? Is there something bothering you?
Yes. I need to get this off my chest. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Really? You think so? You're so sweet.
Okay, cool. So, apparently we're just not triggering her romance, so whatever. I don't even care at this point. And yeah, we've already killed Marjolaine. She's a stain on the ground. Okay, so... boop, boop.
Yes.
And boop. It's kind of our de facto party here. Marjolaine is extreme... Oh, that's right! That's a good point. We actually... Hang on. Yeah, Marja stain. Ah! Yeah, we need to romance Oghren. Right, because we lowered our rep with Liliana in order to progress the quests, but now I can raise it again. Because, you know. Here, have a thoughtful gift.
Why, thank you so much.
Have another thoughtful gift. There we go. Okay, cool. Cool! Okay, now that we have lowered and then also raised, let's do this.
This is a nice change from... Well, aren't you sweet and attentive? Of course.
Apparently nothing. Okay, whatever. Screw it. Who needs romance? Death to romance.
This should be easy enough.
Yes.
Yes.
And death to the living! Oh yeah, I guess I'll just do this. Not to my knowledge, Henson. No. But we will have to save right before the Kothrian fight for obvious reasons. Oh gee, an empty hallway with or Back way. With nothing suspicious about it whatsoever. Perfect. Yeah, we'll just sit on those points for now. What about you, Ogren? What about you, Zevran? Alright, Papaneeks, but here's the deal. I didn't even know that, which says all it needs to be very blunt about that. It's not very extensive, it's not easy to access, and it's irritating to apply, so I'm going to give that 1 plus to gameplay. No, Pika. You know what? 2. I will admit I've never seen an overhaul mod in this game, so I can only speak from ignorance on that.
Here is the mighty Grey Warden at long last. The crows send their greetings once again.
So they sent you, Taliesin. Or did you volunteer for the job?
I volunteered, of course. When I heard that the great Zevran had gone rogue, I simply had to see it for myself.
Is that so? Well, here I am, in the flesh.
You can return with me, Zevran. I know why you did this, and I don't blame you. It's not too late. Come back and we'll make up a story. Anyone can make a mistake.
Yeah, as I think I've mentioned before, my first playthrough, everyone was like, I'm gonna turn on you, and then I murdered his ass. I had to be convinced to give him a chance on my second playthrough because I was not aware of the fact that that was conditional. I thought he just always turned on you.
And I'm not about to let that happen.
What? You've gone soft.
I'm sorry, my old friend, but the answer is no. I'm not coming back. And you should have stayed in Antiva.
What?
As an aside, this battle kind of sucks when he betrays you. Go figure.
Right.
You guys do your job, please.
Let's get started.
Appreciate you.
I've been itching for a good fight.
Piss on it.
Yeah, Zevran is definitely a character that's one of those grew on me characters, which is funny because that's true with several characters in this game.
You're gonna get yours.
Right.
Let's see what you're inner.
No, I do too, Jesse Ward. The only character I could consider someone who I don't really like is, the dog. No, I don't like Barkspawn.
Right.
In fact, it's time to give him a negative. Just for Lord Harrimont. Oh, are you still alive? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were dead. Ma bee. How you doing, Zevran?
What say you?
Are you okay? Yeah.
And there it is. Taliesin is dead. And I am free of the crows. They will assume that I am dead along with Taliesin. So long as I do not make my presence known to them, they will not seek me out.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
A very good thing. It is in fact what I had hoped for ever since you decided not to kill me. I have enjoyed our company, but I am wondering if it is not time for me to leave. That would be the practical thing to do, no? There is a freedom awaiting me that I have never known. But I suppose the decision is yours. Will you let me go?
I would rather you stay.
Do you? I suppose there are worse things I could do with my time than save the world.
Well then, I'm going to ask you, not to require, but ask you to stay as a friend.
And who could resist such a request? Very well. I will not abandon you. Let us return to the task at hand, then. There is still much to be done, yes?
Well, I'm going to murder Schnooples, Evo. And then I'm going to eat them. Then I'm going to go to Orzammar, get 5 more, and eat them right in front of Liliana.
The servants' entrance is on the other side of the house. We must slip past this crowd to reach it. We will have to be very careful. Our Howe is inside.
Okay. What's with the crowd?
The estate is in poor repair. The new owl, he has not been very prompt in paying his workmen. I will be right behind you.
No, the Carpenter's Craft Hall has had enough of Howe's conveniently busy schedule. We will not be put off again.
Oh yeah, that's another reason why Howe doesn't really know what he's doing. There is quite a bit of evidence that Howe is actually an incompetent ruler, and has only really managed as far as he had because he had money. And the longer the game goes on, the more his little power base just kind of starts crumbling. And I was going to say, we see later what's happened in Amaranthine, and he's been in charge of that for a lot longer. It's also implied several times that he just likes to hire people all willy-nilly from all walks of life because, well, it's a quick and easy way to maintain a power base.
Warden senses tingling.
Yes, he did actually fight in the war. Which, probably helps a lot. And Amaranthine was a rather prosperous territory. Should have brought him a huge amount of wealth and prestige and all those other fun things. Hello. And goodbye. So, let me explain why I'm just sighing Papadix. Because we are very particular about whether or not we give pluses for mods. And I have nothing but your word to go off of when it comes to what you say this game has with regards to mod support. I legitimately didn't know this game had mod support until you linked me that a few minutes ago. And I'm very hesitant to just kind of take your word on it. Really, no offense. That's true for everybody, not just you. So, hang on. Let's think about this for a second. So, we've divided mods into several categories for the ease of plussing and minusing. So there's a toolkit. That's a plus, pretty much by itself. So, I also gave a secondary plus for the fact that, and I could be wrong about this, actually installing the mods is pretty easy because they have the override directory. So, that's cool. My niece is very unhappy right now, if you can hear her. I know there's cosmetic mods. The cosmetic mods are... I don't mean this as an unkindness. They're lower tier. Nexus Mod Manager does not count when it comes to reviews for the game for extremely obvious reason. See, that's kind of what we need to debate here, Von Falkenstein. Like, the game needs to get proper credit for how much effort has been put into making the game modular, how much it can be modded, and how easy it is to implement and utilize those mods. Because, yeah, like Nexus mods, that's over there. Doesn't count. Mod Manager, it's over there. Doesn't count. Starfield, that'll have a mod manager. That'll count. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Not yet. That's always been true. Actually, I find it funny that some people have been upset that Starfield didn't launch with mod tools, which they've always done that. Like since Morrowind. They've always released the game, and then they've released the mod kit later. It's like, what were you expecting exactly? Anyway, I'm sorry, off topic. No, I'm not going to do that, 040, for obvious reasons. No, I'm with you, Papa Neeks. See, what I'm feeling is a single positive for mod depth. Because obvious, I suppose? Like, I'm right now, because this is something I did when I was grabbing the No Spider mods. I'm staring at the most endorsed mods for Dragon Age Origins right now. We've got the repatch, which is hundreds and hundreds of little changes. That's whatever. The dog slot. More hairstyles. Sexier bodies. Different eye color. Ability to not have your helmet on. Skip the fade. Then there's a reshade. Make the console command visible. Be able to open locks without having a key. The gift guide, which adds a tooltip for the gifts. Slightly changed textures. The ability to respec your character. New hairstyles. New teeth. And you hear what you're hearing as going down those. This is overwhelmingly very, very minor stuff, but also a lot of cosmetic stuff. Now, that's fine. But we've seen some games that just have a truly massive amount of depth to what you can do with the mods. So for something like this, I'm feeling a single positive for mod depth. Yeah, exactly. See, what I find myself thinking is because I have to determine what would be a 3, right? We got to determine the ceiling. And I think like a 3 on, for example, mod implementation would be Factorio. You fire up the game, or City Skylines, another good example. Both games, you fire up the game, and there's a thing to browse and install and implement mods in the game. It's right there, right? Bam. And you can turn on and off mods in the actual launched game. That's triple positive territory, no question. So single positive, yeah, cool. Portal 2, pass. All right. Portal 2 is a little different because Portal 2 actually isn't very mod friendly, and I know that sounds strange because Portal 2 has the custom maps, which isn't really mods as we're defining them here. It did get positives, obviously, for the custom maps, but that's a different category, I would say. Exactly, Kara White Noise. You don't need a mod manager. You don't need to go to some external whatever. You just pop in, boop, boop, done. Triple positive, cool, no question. So I feel like with the override directory, that's still... Like, I'm debating where that sits on, like, say, the Oblivion line. So hang on, let's go. Let's just... You open Pandora's box, Papaneeks. That's where we're at now. That's Well, the override also runs into problems, from what I remember. This is loud. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Because we have precedence with regards to modding. And so I want to see what we've already got here. Yeah, that's what I thought. What are we fighting? Who cares? See, that's what I thought. Because when it came to Oblivion specifically, we got a sub from Timonash. Thank you very much, as I always much appreciate. I will jot that down for several things if you give me one moment, please. It's just some cards. It's fine. It's fine. Putting that towards Pentiment, Rogue Trader, and Pathfinder. Sensing a trend. Yes, that's right. It's 3 games that have an R in them. Wait, no, they don't. Damn. 3 games that have a T in them? There we go. Perfect. So with regards to Oblivion, Oblivion got full mod support for obvious reasons. So triple positive there, which this game will not get. Oblivion also got 3 full positive depth for reasons I don't feel need to explain. Or rather, sorry, triple positive when it came to tools, double positive when it came to depth, and 0 positives when it came to quality of life. And I mentioned that because that's the 4th category, which we don't bring up all that often. And the 4th category is exactly what it sounds like. How hard is it to actually implement the mods themselves? Anybody who's played Oblivion knows that getting your mods set up and doing the load order and all that crap is a thing. It's probably the only thing that Oblivion and the Elder Scrolls games in general, or excuse me, the BRPGs in general, do wrong when it comes to their mod support. So in this game, probably the exact same ones, Papaneeks, yeah. Yeah, Paradox games tend to sit on top of that kind of thing for a pretty good reason. I mean, there's a reason that we've already had a Star Trek Stellaris game. And that is a complete, total conversion territory. So Warhammer got 2 positives for implementing the mods, 1 positive for the tools, and 1 positive for the depths. Which, yeah, that tracks. I know, right, Von Falkenstein? They were like, alright, clearly people want this. Let's make this happen. Anybody want to make a Star Trek Stellaris game? You. Honestly, I feel like... I kind of feel like 1 positive in each category sounds about right. Which makes me a little irritated, because I just spent, you know, the last, like, 10-15 minutes sitting here and debating this, and that's what I already decided to begin with. But I feel like that's about right. There is a dev kit. It is relatively easy to implement the mods, and the mods have relative depth, plus. So, yeah, I think we're going to commit to that. You know. Now, if I ever needed proof positive with total certainty that Loke the Night Reaper does not listen to me, It's the fact that Loke did not listen to the fact that I just said that Total War Warhammer 3 got 2 positives for quality of life. Oh, I understand, Papanix. In fact, I appreciate you bringing it up, because as I mentioned, I didn't know this game had any mod support whatsoever, to be very blunt. Like I said. And you might be thinking, but there's all sorts of mods. You're using mods. Mods do not mean mod support. Dragon Age Inquisition has mods. But Dragon Age Inquisition does not have mod support. And there's plenty of games. There's dozens and dozens of games that have mods that do not have mod support. A game that does not have mod support gets no positives in this category whatsoever. Now, let's go kill some people. Hey, do you... Oh, these pumpkins are great. I think Liliana would really like these pumpkins. Alright, I think you're right, Valerian. I think this was the very last Dragon Age game. Excuse me. BioWare game. I can't talk today. BioWare game. Oh, God, no, Evo, no, don't do it. Don't ask a question if you can ask a question. I already don't like it. But it's okay, because, see, this is the great irony of what Evo just said. She just said, may I ask a question you might not like? Which she just did. Therefore...
I can distract the guards, but you must move quickly.
Why bother? There's just 2 of them.
More guards patrol every hour. If they find these 2 missing, they will know... How you say... Something is amiss.
Alright, let's go.
I will lure them into the courtyard. Wait in the bushes.
I'm not wearing the disguises. Okay, I guess I can wear the disguises. Fine. I guess. Let's see. Disguises. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm here. Did I ever... I did. Okay, cool. Where's the... Yeah, I know, right? Like, by sheer virtue of asking the question, the answer is immediately yes. Hang on. Am I blind?
Oh, you must come. I saw something. By the fountain. I think it was a darkspawn.
Darkspawn?
They will drag us all underground to be eaten.
Should we call for help?
Did you fall off a cart full of stupid? Call for help? So they can see us act like scared little girls because of some knife-eared wench?
They will eat us all alive. Please, get help.
If there is something out there and we don't sound the alarm, we'll look worse than scared.
And drast these holy knickers. Fine, we'll check the courtyard, if it'll keep you from wetting yourself. But there's nothing there.
Thank you. Oh, it was over here. Quickly.
Nice folk. None whatsoever, Evo. Other than the fact that she's, you know, Anora. That's the evidence right there. I mean, if you told me that that's true, I would believe it without hesitation. Not because I dislike Anora, which I keep feeling the need to defend myself on, but because that's just kind of her character. That's the kind of person she is. But proof? I have no proof. Only analysis. That's true, Evo. And therefore she's perfectly innocent in every way, shape, and form. Anora, will you marry me? Because we know that on the internet there can only be total for or total against. Like, I feel weird defending myself. You yourself just pointed out that it was a postulation. A random idea that I threw out there as something that might happen. And your response is, how dare you accuse her? Or rather, actually, and it's like, I'm just speculating. Jesus Christ. Oh, well. Anyways, so, to continue the lore run. Anora, with total and 100% certainty, actually imprisoned herself, and asked how to do it herself. So, she also did this without Loghain knowing. Now, the evidence for this...
Ah, it took me forever to be rid of those 2. You are certain you will not wear the disguise? The servants here, they have no love for Howe, but they will be frightened by strangers bursting in.
So as a result, I think that speaks for itself.
Andraste, guide us.
No one ever said the Kendalls had any sense.
For Andraste's sake, don't speak ill of the dead. This roast is going to be charred on one side. There's no help for it. We'll just trim it and feed the scraps to the dogs.
Yeah, fun fact, as I've said many times, I actually do talk during those little mute sections. It's really hard to come up with stuff to talk about sometimes, because I have to stay on camera, or on question. On question? That's what I get for reading Evo's statement about asking no questions. Oh, that would be awful. So I'm just sitting there like, oh my god. So, okay, I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint. What I said was that Anora slept her way to victory. Anyway, so...
I say Howe ought to level the thing and build a new one.
He'd have to knock down every place he owns then.
3 nights in a row. Martin. The elves are broke. You realize that doesn't help, right? Oh.
I know you're bluffing.
Are you playing cards or chit-chatting?
Fine, I'm in.
I hate it when he does that.
Actually, I can't at the moment, Colgrim, but thank you for telling me. You know, that's true. She did sleep her way to victory. Didn't even think about that.
How come?
Where am I? No, I'm going the right way. I'm going the right way. Oh, that's terrifying, Bragwin.
The Grey Warden is here, my lady.
Thank the Maker. I would greet you properly, but I'm afraid we've had a setback.
Is it the fact that you can't act? Because I already know that.
My host was not content with leaving me under heavy guard. He sealed the door by magic.
Why didn't you mention this before?
I did not know. There were only guards here when I left. We must get her out of there.
Don't panic, Erlina. Find the mage who cast the spell. He'll most likely be at Howe's side.
Okay, I'll go kill Rendon Howe, one of the most evil people in the setting.
Thank you, Warden. My prayers go with you.
Tern Howe will probably be in his rooms. They're at the end of the hall, on the left.
Yep. Doing the dungeon to go kill Howe. Let's see, end of the hall on the left. I don't think this is a room. Where's the room? End of the hall on the left. Well, but this isn't... Man. We're still end of the halling. We're almost at the end of the hall. We went too far. God damn it.
What? Who goes there?
Hi. So here's the main character of the game.
I thank you for creating such distraction, stranger. I have been waiting days for the opportunity. You never hear music in the sound of a key turning in a lock until you've been imprisoned.
Yeah?
Perhaps introductions are in order. If only so you never call me that again. I am Riordan, Senior Grey Warden of Jada. And you must be Duncan's last recruit. Yes, you match his description.
Why weren't you killed at Ostagar?
Because I wasn't there. I was sent from Orlais when we received no word from King Cailan. The king had invited all the wardens of Orlais and their support troops to join him. Then nothing.
Yep. So, someone mentioned this earlier. I don't think they go into specifics on the support troops, but you can't tell me there wouldn't be chevaliers being willing to ride with Grey Wardens. Especially in defense of something that is being called as a blight. So, this is when all the pieces start to really fall into place with regards to what's been going on and why things have been allowed to get this far. This is also why I say he's the real main character of the game. Or at least, he should have been. If we had a scenario in which Loghain wasn't, you know, insane from paranoia, there's a pretty good chance Riordan would have just charged in with an entire friggity army of additional Grey Wardens with chevaliers at their back, and, you know, we would have met them in Ostagar, and that might have been the end of it right there. And he would have had his own entire campaign of playing through the game and being the main character and then killing the thing, and hey! But, you know, that didn't happen.
With an offer of hospitality and a poisoned chalice. I was fool enough to think Loghain didn't yet know who I was.
So, where's Howe?
I saw him going to the dungeons. He may still be there.
Yeah, we'd be his party member. Exactly. How large of a force did you bring with you?
We had 200 wardens and 24 divisions.
24 divisions of cavalry.
It was when everyone was turned back at the border. That was when the rumor reached us that wardens were being blamed for the massacre. We finally decided it was safest to send someone alone to learn how best to fight the Blight and this regime simultaneously. As a native Ferelden, I volunteered to make the crossing.
The Archdemon's causing problems. Are we not going to have any support?
The other wardens won't risk their strength fighting Ferelden's civil war. If they spend themselves against Loghain, there is truly no hope. They recall accounts of the First Blight, how many cities fell. If Ferelden is too foolish to save itself, at least, we'll be ready when the Archdemon leads its forces further. Besides, I hear you haven't been doing badly at raising an army yourself. But perhaps if the edict can be lifted, I will send a message as soon as we are gone from this place.
So, this is something we've talked about before. We are not here to save the world. And, you know, I kind of like that. Not because of the usual reason, but because it actually makes more sense to me. It makes more sense that the world as a whole is kind of ready for this situation. Just sitting there poised and on the verge of striking. No, we're here to save Ferelden. And, yeah, I'm with that. And as Krensler points out so accurately, and as Riordan himself just said, we're here to save Ferelden from itself. And that is probably the final reason why I like Dragon Age Origins, of all the many reasons we've talked about. Because, ultimately, if we just fall over and die, we'll deal with the Blight. The Blight will almost assuredly be dealt with. We've got a gigantic Orlesian army over there, and the rest of the Orlesian military ready to go at a moment's notice. And that's before we get into the actual heavy big boys, like Tevinter and the Qun up north. They'll deal with this. Yeah, 200 wardens. Just wardens. And that's just the advance force they set in the immediacy. So, yeah, no, I'm kind of with this. Because the overall point here is that our goal is not to save Ferelden from the Blight, but to save Ferelden from Ferelden. And I like that. I know that sounds pathetic and terrible and awful and dumb and stupid and worthless and horrible, but I stand by it. Running around, helping these people help themselves is what makes this game for me. If I was running around saving these people from the Reapers, I honestly just would not be as invested in it. Oh, don't mistake me, it'd still be a fine game, but I'm just not going to have the same level of care. Going around and trying to help people, which is something I constantly talk about in this game, I'm with that. That's true. Cannot beat the Reapers conventionally. Ah! I mean, yeah, Lord Harriman. Because, and this, I think someone brought this up when we were doing the Anvil quest. If we were at the Godzilla threshold, if this was like the first Blight, there would be no choice with the Anvil. We would have to keep that thing open. We would have to throw people into the Anvil and run them through it and make an army of golems because we're at the Godzilla threshold, right? And weirdly enough, I kind of like the fact that we've kind of got this. I mean, it's going to cause a lot of a mess and a lot of damage if we don't do it right, but we've kind of got this Blight, you know? People and position and materials and supplies are all in place to deal with this, and it's just morons who've been getting in the way. Yeah, exactly, Kira White Noise. So, I'm with it. Plus to story. In fact, 2 pluses to story. Will you come with me, Riordan, as my recruit?
I wouldn't be much use to you in my current condition. And if you'll pardon me, I've a sudden desire to breathe some free air. I will seek you out later, after I find a good physician. And good luck, sister.
Valid, Pilgrim. Alright, let's go kill Howe. Now, I've already given this negative, but I want to just talk about something. If we start as a human noble, I don't know about you, I had this just revenge boner for Howe the entire game. We never interact with him. We see him in the background of a lot of scenes, and we find out that he's got his fingers in a lot of different individual, individual pies. But we get to this point, and we're finally going to confront him, and we get, I think it's, 3 additional lines of dialogue? And that's it. And something about that always just deflated me, and that's that lack of follow-through. That really just, okay, that's it. I've already given that negative. I'm not rehashing it. I'm just trying to explain my point. There's a lot of underwhelmingness. In fact, honestly, the situation with Balin was kind of the same, because Balin's like, oh, you're just my brother. But anyways, back to the quest I was about to give you. So,
This should be easy.
although, at least we got more with Balin than just, the 3 lines of dialogue. And hell, what I just talked about is 2 of the most centrally relevant classes in the game. The only other one that would compare to that would be mages. How often does the Dalish elf get some kind of follow-through?
Who goes?
Oh, quit kidding around. You know me.
You think you're clever, do you? Anybody tries to come in here without Howe's say-so, we get to do what we like with them. I think we finally got a bit of entertainment here, lads.
Oh, really? Huh, okay. Well, just back off here for no reason. No. I'm going to go with a very firm no there, Valerian. Because, while that's a valid take to have, and I've seen a lot of fiction do that exact same take, it's pretty clear that in this case there's just no follow-through. Not that it's unsatisfying, that nothing happens at all, which is the problem here. Really slowed. Go kill this guy.
Time for a little bloodletting, I see.
We do get to kill Tamlin. As it should be. Are you gonna, like, shoot at me, or are you just gonna stand here and run from me? That's a tough question, 040. I'm not sure. He didn't need that head. He wasn't using it. Good thing to bring up, though, Valerian. Because, as you say, several bits of fiction have used the revenge is hollow thing. In fact, we're at the point now, in terms of narratives in general, that there are works that have used the revenge is hollow trope and then reversed it because they're trying to subvert the subversion. The revenge is hollow trope is pretty old, is what I'm trying to say, so it's semi-common. No, Pika, I'm going to leave them here to rot and die, because I am pure evil. In fact, I was going to free them, but you've convinced me, Pika. You have convinced me to give these people the most horrific death imaginable. I'm going to force them to sit in a room with Jowan and have a conversation with him for 5 minutes.
Right.
Game. Target the guy. Jeez, he's just like, you can't target me. I know you're trying to target me with a mouse, but you can't. You're gonna have to pause the game to target me. Aw.
On it.
That's right. The Jowan virus will spread. Let's go back out into the trapped room. Back out. Okay, this is the thing that's happening.
This should be easy enough.
The Jaw-virus. it's like the Sigma virus, except... No, imagine if the Sigma virus was like, I just want to help! I just want to go back home! And that's what leads to, you know, the events of Mega Man X5 and 6. The wall. That's why. Hey, Wraith. Hope you're doing well. Give me a second, I don't want to die again.
Let's get started.
Cool. Murder them, my minions! And thank you, Wraith. Always appreciate. While they kill him in silence, I will write that down. For the Alan Wake block. Resident Evil 8. Guild Wars 2. I know, Colgrim. One of these days, I'm just going to go back and give every game that negative. I'm like, oh, mutes will alt-tab. Negative to gameplay. Ah! You know, I don't think I've ever had a banana peanut butter milkshake.
As you wish.
But now I'm intrigued by the concept. Let's do this. Set them on fire. Back off a bit. Freeze them to death. Back off a bit. If only Morrigan could change into a dragon. Alas. Fever dreams of a madman, I say. Of course, a torturer would enjoy being set on fire, am I right? Thank you, Gayporg. Always appreciate those subs. Remember, you can put it to up to 3 things. You don't have to just pick one.
This should be easy enough.
But I will go ahead and jot that down. So, I feel like the answer to your question is yes, but go ahead and hit me with it. Because last I heard, that game was just...
This should be easy enough.
Roaming in development hell.
Don't leave me here. Get me out of here. That's an order.
You got it.
As you wish.
Was this supposed to be a lesson? Did my father think it funny to leave me for so long before sending you?
Wait, they've switched developers again? I had not heard about that. Wow. Interesting. So, who are you?
Then my father didn't send you? I am Oswin, son of Ban Sigurd, of the Dragon's Peak Banon. If you aren't one of our soldiers, pray tell me, who should I be thanking for my rescue?
Loretta of the Grey Wardens.
Then I have no question about why you would come, Warden. For it is your men who have suffered the most here. You have my heartfelt gratitude. And I assume the gratitude of the entire Dragon's Peak Banon. If my father sent no one after me, I can only assume that he does not yet know the true colors of the snakes he is allied with. But if you talk to him, I'm certain he would offer you any reward you might ask.
Would he side against Loghain at the landsmeet?
Then there is a landsmeet after all. Howe said the Earl of Redcliffe was dead, and the landsmeet called off. I swear, if there be any forum to speak out against Loghain, my father will be there. Now, please, I must try to get to him. I cannot see the last of this place too soon.
May I suggest some clothing? Random thought. What is the point of this wall? What? Okay. You know what? That's a good point, Evo. Hang on. There we go. All right, let's go save people. Oh, jeez. I regret everything.
Right.
Did that go through the wall? Also, can I put my armor back on, please? It's okay, it doesn't use an action. You know what? Yeah, let's take off Zevran's clothes. I think everybody would appreciate that. Also true, Van Falkenstein. That's time to fight the Archdemon without my shirt on. Okay. How much damage do I take from the Archdemon's sexy pecs?
Sounding the horns for retreat. Do you hear it? Do you hear the dogs howling?
Yeah, hang on. One sec. I think I might need to loot these people. There it is. Yeah, I'll do one of those videos. Is it possible to beat Dragon Age Origins without a shirt on? And it's just me. I'm just sitting there shirtless, doing the quests. Like, yep. Completely normally.
What month is it? Are you some enemy of our Illyrians? Please, I feel like I've spent half my life down here.
Our Illyrian died months ago.
Dead? Then who's ruling? His son, Vaughn. He struck me down and I woke up here. People were so angry, they were thinking of petitioning the king.
The king is dead.
There have been many changes since they caught me. I need to find out what happened. I need to get home, or flee the city. I thank you for your aid, stranger. I wish I had more than gratitude to offer.
And yeah, there's our city elf connection. We'll get another one in a bit. Pretty much right after this quest, actually.
They said to retreat. The horn sounded, and we turned, and then the scream.
Sorry.
We rode, and they screamed, and screamed, and...
I'll put you out of your misery.
Mother, can you smell the blood? They said it was only Darkspawn. But we ate them too. They died, and we left them in the swamp. The witch. The witch!
The poor soul was obviously torn by guilt from Ostagar. Whatever they did sent him over the edge.
I do love killing people, but you know what? Okay, coin says, let him live.
Safe? Is there a safe? Perhaps next door?
Yeah, there's some clothes on there. Put some clothes on. God. That's what I was just making fun of Falkenstein. They always like to do this thing, you know. It's not exclusive to this game. That's just a BioWare thing. Are you crazy? No! I'm not crazy. Oh, right. Sorry. It is. I'm not dinging it, Jesse Ward. It's just funny. It's like a Bioware thing. Alright, there's nothing in the last cell. Alright, you'll... No, it's fine. It's fine, okay? Look. There's a serial killer who's murdering people. It's not me doing it. It's the serial killer doing it. And he's telling me how to solve the murders. But it's okay. I just need to put him back in my tummy and everything will be fine.
As you wish.
Well, well, the Grey Warden. I must say I'm surprised Eamon would condone you invading my castle and murdering my men. Is he losing faith in the persuasive powers of his landsmeet?
You know, I hate this fight. And you know why? Because this fight's actually pretty hard, by memory. And and by say pretty hard, I mean harder than it should be, is actually what I mean by that. Every time I get to this fight, I'm like, oh, I'm going to stomp you in the face. And then, you know, I usually die and reload. So, I'm here for Anora.
The traitorous bitch has you under her thumb. Anora does love games. I'm surprised she'd play with the likes of you. You should have left when you had the chance, Warden. Slunk off to the Anderfells to hide with the rest of your kind. This landsmeet is a farce. Loghain will triumph, and you will die.
Thanks, Tim Curry, for reminding me about why the only reason I like you as a character is because of your voice actor. And I mean that. If you pay attention to Rendon Howe's dialogue, he is not particularly well written. He reminds me of another well-liked Bioware villain, Darth Malik.
As you wish.
Think about it. I've pointed this out both times I've streamed KOTOR 1. Darth Malik is not much of a character. Really. But think about the portrayal. Think about the presentation of Darth Malik. I know people who have actually reached out to me and told me that it never occurred to them that Malik was honestly just kind of a moron until I pointed it out to them by virtue of how engaging his voice actor was and his character was. Alright. That's the end of his entourage.
Let's get started.
Die like you should.
What level are we? Level 17. We're fine, we're fine.
No more time.
Less fighting, more dying, blast you!
That would be really funny, Ickaclaw.
Coming. Only one shall
This really gets the
Maker spit on you.
Make her spit on you. I deserved more.
And that is Rendon Howe in one sentence. Really. For good and for ill. What in hell? You little snot. No. Let's not do that. Grab the key. Let's keep checking. Okay, cool. Yeah. As the saying goes, boom, gong. So.
Invaders!
We're under attack.
Okay, and dead. Of course, Evo. Okay, so we're dead. We're just gonna undo that there. Yeah, it's. Hang on. Now I'm turned around, of course. Where the hell am I? I actually am turned around. Oh yeah, hang on. We did not find Vaughn, no. And I don't remember where he is. Which is weird, because I don't remember having to look for the guy. But here we are. And I know we already went over here. Yeah, that was where the crazy people were. Uh-huh. Just wasting time here. Doing nothing. Apparently I missed a door. That wouldn't surprise me, because I got really turned around by him being out here. Aha!
Who's there? Stay away. You can't do this to me. I'll have you all flayed. I'm the Arl of Denerim.
Arl Urien died at Ostagar. Who are you?
I'm Vaughan Kendalls, heir to the Arling of Denerim. It's true. Too many of our troops were lost at Ostagar. When the riots started, Howe came with men to reinforce the garrison here. Or that's what he claimed. As soon as I let him into the palace, he threw me in here. One more victim of the Elven Uprising, he said. Let me out of here. I'll do anything.
Anything? Oh. So, hang on. Question. What caused the elves to rebel?
You know how elves are. Every now and then they start to think they're people, and you have to put them back in their proper place.
Oh, I understand completely. So, you're dead. Anyways.
This should be easy enough.
Andraste, Bride of the Maker, have mercy on me. Alstana, is that you, little sister? No, I don't know you, do I? Are you real?
Who are you?
I'm Erminric, Knight Lieutenant of the Denerim Chantry. You aren't one of the Terns men? I failed in my duties, Maker. Forgive me. I failed, and there's no telling what he's done.
What are you talking about?
The Malefica. He had turned blood magic upon Templars and Circle mages to escape from his tower. Near Redcliffe, I cornered him, but the Terns men took him from me and brought me here.
Was his name Jowan, the incredibly stupid virus of death?
Yes. He destroyed his phylactery. We were spread out, trying to find him. I was alone. You are real, aren't you? My dreams are so strange now. Please, if you're not a dream, help me.
You realize the door's open, right? You're free.
No one can free me from failure, save blessed Andraste.
What do you want me to do?
Give this ring to my sister, Alstana. Tell her I'm sorry. Please, ask her to pray for me.
Yeah, sure, but the door's open.
Perpetual sorrows.
Get out of... Okay, whatever. Yeah, no, this poor guy is probably suffering from very severe lyrium withdrawal. Or from meeting Jowan. Both of those are equally acceptable. What are we doing? And you know, you got a point here, White Noise. Also, lol. I'm sure I've told you, Evo, but the way my first landsmeet went was, oh, Anora betrayed me, and I never forgave her for that. To this very day. Whoop, that wrong way. Pay attention. I have beaten the upcoming fight a few times, but we will deliberately not beat it. At least once. Oh, stop.
Right.
Yeah, Howe just has this weird habit of walking up to, you know, castles and being like, hey, I'm here, also I'm in charge now, peace. And it's everyone's just like, huh? And it works weirdly well. Repeatedly. Okay, so we're gonna get a hard save here.
Let's get started.
My thanks.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Funny. Very funny. We must go quickly and avoid notice. If Howe's people find me, I'll be killed. And my people will insist on escorting me back to the palace, where my father may also have me killed.
Which is also a total lie. It's probably the first thing I could point to and say with total certainty it is a goddamn lie. She herself later points out that, no, she knows her father would never do anything against her. And Loghain brings it up as well. So, regardless of everything else, which is a lot of debatable at this point, she's definitely lying at this point and trying to mess with us. But anyways, moving on. So, let's go fight Sir Cothrian. Hang on, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay.
Surrender. Warden senses tingling.
Don't mind me. Oh god. Oh god, let me move, let me move. Oh, Jesus, that was in the first volley, too. Did you see that? Come here. Come here. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're dead.
For the 10!
Eamon, we have a problem.
Oh, good. I was starting to worry this would be easy.
Calm down. What has happened?
The Warden has been captured.
What? How could this happen?
Never mind that. The question is how to free her. Cothrian will take her to Fort Drakon. Getting in will be no small feat.
Yeah, that is how you do a supposed to lose fight, by the way. And make fun if you will, I still consider it the hardest fight in the game. At least in my experience, from my Nightmare playthrough. Well, they took off my clothing. Oh yeah, sorry. I always discount the DLC stuff, because there's the Awakening bosses, there's Amgarok, and there's the Witch Hunt.
You look like you've been dragged through 10 kinds of crap, friend. What did you do?
Well, I killed Rendon Howe.
Who calls that a crime? More like a public service. Still, they'll hang you for it.
It's okay. My friends are coming for me.
You think so, do you?
Alright. Sten will come for me.
Just one person assaulting Fort Drakon. Good luck with that.
Sten will come with me with Barkspawn.
Sure. I'll just hold my breath, shall I?
What's your business in Fort Drakon?
I'm a giant with a war dog. Either I am making a delivery, or I am besieging your fort. Hope for the former.
I wasn't told we were getting a Mabari.
Must I point out the obvious? I'm a large, impatient man with a war dog. Either let us in, or get someone who will.
Fine, fine. I'll get the captain. Wait over there. And shut that dog up, would you?
This is pointless. We should simply go in fighting. And now I'm talking to an animal. I've been in this country too long.
All right, what's this about? Is that a purebred Mabari? Very well, take him through. And tell Neville I want a word with him when you get there.
So, we're not going to do all of these because that would take a while. But let's rewind a bit here. We got to at least show off 2 of these. Bare minimum. Oh god, where am I? Nope, okay, we're about to die to Cothrian. Blah, 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 blah. I got this! And... Ugh! Just in the face. Ugh! Did we kill anything? We didn't kill a single mob this time. I mean, granted, I wasn't really trying.
This... to go away quickly.
You look like you've been dragged through. Who calls that a crime?
My friends are coming for me. Ogren will come for me.
Just one person.
Don't worry.
Fort Drakon. Good luck with that.
Zevran will also come.
Ooh, which one?
I just said it, Zevran.
Sure.
And what are you supposed to be?
We, sir, are performers from the Antiva City Circus. The famous Broma Brothers. Surely you have heard of us.
You don't look like brothers.
How can you say that? Are your eyes failing? Look at us. We are twins. Not identical, of course, but twins nonetheless.
I'm the pretty one.
Right. So what are you doing here?
We are here for the commander of this fine establishment. It is his birthday, no?
It's not the commander's birthday, is it?
Don't tell me you forgot! What kind of terrible man-at-arms are you? No doubt he is crashed. It is fortunate indeed that the Regent sent us to entertain him.
Well, wait over there. I'll get the captain. Never said anything about any circus freaks.
There. Not so difficult, was it?
Yeah, easy for you to say, elf. These clown pants are riding up something fierce.
All right, what's this about? We are the famous Broma Brothers of the Antiva City Circus. Surely you're expecting us. We have traveled here at great expense to perform here at the particular request of Confronting Loghain. Never heard of you. What? Do you hear this, brother? What kind of uncivilized country is this? We have performed for archons and empresses.
And children and pets of all ages.
To have traveled such a distance as a personal favor to Loghain, only to be turned away at the door by some uncultured soldier? Unthinkable. Oh, for Andraste's sake, fine. Go perform in the main hall, I don't care. Why didn't I take the post at Lothering?
Oh my god, there's so many different permutations of this. Hang on. We have there's at least one more I have to show off. Okay, so let's do this one next. No, Colgrim. Because the problem is there's several permutations. For example, we could do Ogren and Zevran, but then we have to do Zevran and Ogren. We could do Sten and Dog, but then we could do Dog and Morrigan, or we could do Dog and actually anybody else. Like there's a lot of different ways this can go. I should probably mention there's actually 3 total checks as well. But here, we'll do a couple more.
Surrender.
I got this. froze her before I died. Worth it! Listen, you can talk all you want, Colgrim. I'm going to do 2 more. And I think that's actually it. We'll do 2 more.
Eamon, we have...
Blah, 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 blah.
You look like you've been dragged through... Who calls that a crime? More like a... You think so, do you?
Liliana will come for me.
Just one person assaulting...
Well, Morrigan will too.
Sure. State your business.
We have come to perform last rites for a condemned prisoner.
What for? Mother Augustine is already here.
Let us pray, sister.
Maker, forgive these godless souls. They know not what they do. Spare them your wrath, and do not torment them with boils, festering rashes, and lesions.
Although they call into question your wish to show compassion to the wretched, do not deprive them of compassion when they are in need.
All right. Wait over there. I'll get the captain to let you in. Maker's breath.
Fate truly has a sense of humor. That tale should have fooled no one.
Everyone trusts priests. It's only natural.
If you believe that, you are a bigger fool than those guards.
All right, what's this about?
We have been sent to minister the chant for the prisoners here.
How many priests does it take to pray for a handful of wretched criminals? Fine. I'm not one to argue with the chantry.
Here's the real question. Of these many options, which is your favorite? I couldn't even get one spell off. By the way, in case you missed that, Sir Cothrian hit for 110 on easy.
I'm not dead.
Cothrian hits like a goddamn truck. I'm not even sure there's anything that hits harder than her in the game, not counting DLCs and
More like a
expansions.
public service. You think so, do you?
Morrigan will come for me.
Just one person assaulting Fort Drakon. Good luck with that.
Wait, hang on. Yep, no, here we go.
Ooh, which one?
Here we go.
State your business.
We are here to minister the chant to the condemned prisoners.
What for? Mother Augustine is already here.
Mother Augustine is but one frail woman. There is much praying to be done now. 'Twould be too great a burden for just one priest. In such troubled times as these, the chantry must keep a close eye on its ministers.
Ah, fine. Wait over there. I'll get the captain.
Fate truly has a sense of humor. That tale should have fooled no one.
This might be what the chantry calls the treacherous wiles of Magi.
Wiles? Yes, I think perhaps wiles were employed there. What a strange fate to agree with the chantry.
Don't think too hard on it, my dear. You'll make yourself sick.
All right, what's this about?
We have been sent by the chantry?
You're a priest. Huh. You expect me to believe that?
I told you 'twas a foolish plan.
Men! We're under attack!
Be wary.
So at all of these 3 checkpoints, you can get caught, and that leads to battle. You can also pass all 3 checkpoints, although not every combination can pass all 3 checkpoints. Hang on, there was one other one I wanted to do. Give me a sec.
Surrender.
See if I can get one spell off. Just one. Hey! Honestly shocked. Kill someone this time? Nope. Well, we set people on fire. You can't do shale. Shale's not an option.
Eamon, we have a problem.
Yeah, Shale's DLC.
Drag through 10 kinds of crap. Who calls that a crop? You think so, do you?
Alistair will come for me.
Assaulting for.
We'll go with this.
Sure.
What's your business in Fort Drakon?
I'm delivering a new hound to the kennels.
I wasn't told we were getting a Mabari.
Well, could you ask someone? I don't want to keep him standing here all day. It's been hours since he's been walked.
Oh, for the love of... Fine, wait in there. I'll be back. And watch that hound. I'm not cleaning anything.
As you can see, Jowan's got a new job.
I hope this works. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
How did you...
All right, what's this about?
I have to deliver this hound to the kennel master.
Why does the blighted houndmaster never notify me of these things? Very well, take him through.
And one more. Just the one. Yeah, so the dog actually wins in every single case. By the way. No, I'm not joking. So I've got the list right here. I've got the list of the permutations. And if you send dog as the primary and always let the dog talk, he cannot fail. He will successfully bluff his way past all 3 checks. Yeah, the dog's like, I'm a bard.
Surrender, and you... I sense something drawing near.
I'm not dead.
You look like you've been dragged through. Who calls that? You think so, do you?
Just one per...
It is doable. I've done it on Nightmare, although...
State your business.
We're delivering a package, sir, from the Tailor's Craft Hall.
I wasn't told about anything being shipped in today.
That is hardly my concern, is it? Now go get whoever is in charge, like a good little boy.
Ah, fine. Wait over there. I'll get the captain.
I can't believe that worked.
Nor can I. Your acting is atrocious.
Well, it was good enough to get us this far.
And that shall comfort our warden friend, I am sure, if we get no further than the front door.
All right, what's this about?
We're just making a delivery, sir.
I wasn't notified about anything arriving today.
Take it up with the Tailor's Craft Hall, Captain. I just go where they tell me.
Fine, fine. Take it to the main hall.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we haven't used her in a minute. We need to get rock form, obviously. Morgan's like, yes, I'm here to deliver a hooker for the party. Oh, fantastic. Okay. She's fine, Tsar. Where am I? This is a fun room to fight through. Speaking of which.
Did you hear that Tan Howe was murdered?
I think that's a new record, even for an Arl of Denerim. Didn't he only hold the title for 10 days?
I heard the Chantry was offering to pay anyone who'd come to the funeral. Not even his own kin will make the trip for it.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I guess we should give the rescue sequence its own positives. I guess. There we go. Okay.
All right. We need a plan.
If you wish to plan, do it quickly. They may be taking the Warden for execution as we speak.
No reason.
State your business.
May I ask what you're doing, exactly?
What does it look like I'm doing, idiot?
Well, that's just it. It doesn't really look like you're doing anything.
State your business, or I'll have you escorted out. State your business.
So this is your lot in life. Are you satisfied?
What do you mean?
They task you with standing here for hours. All day, perhaps? What a life you must lead, full of wonder and excitement.
That's true, I guess.
No doubt your masters prefer that you never think on it. Better that their peons continue to think themselves free.
You have a point. This isn't what I had in mind when I signed on with the army. I'm going to live my life before it's too late. Let somebody else guard their stupid door.
Check number 2.
We'd better get ready for trouble. Everyone from here on will know we aren't supposed to be here.
Actually, I think it's check number 3, technically. My bad.
Intruders!
Die! I definitely know my abilities. That's the wrong ability.
Another battle, I see. Let us end this!
And that too!
Wrong ability again.
Take that! Right then.
Delightful!
Oh yeah, by the way, Sword and Board's legit in this game. I think I've mentioned that before, but it bears repeating. Oh, God. That sounds like fun, Lord Aramon. Yeah, I should also mention Alistair is actually pretty decently geared in this setup. Morgan, not as much, but...
Grab some glory!
Begin the onslaught.
Right, then. On it.
Tear them apart.
It's not like he was using it, Blackwell.
Done.
Yeah, Sword and Board is kind of silly in its overall. Like, it's got utility, it's got tank, it's got live, and it's got DPS. It's just kind of better. It's got abilities like that one, which nearly killed that guy in one attack. Well, one button press. Hey, me. What's up? Oh, hang on. It's okay. I've been learning from the best. I didn't loot.
Right. Thank the Maker, you're all right.
Come quickly, Warden, though I doubt you are inclined to linger.
Appreciate. No. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
This should be
Thank
easy
you
enough.
kindly, friend. I think I won't be waiting around if you don't mind.
You're welcome. I just let out a serial murderer. I'm joking. Although that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Thanks for letting me out. Stabby, stabby. Oh, right. I should give that a +2. Where's that? There it is. It's okay. We knew exactly what to do with Vaughn. No, Colgrim, I'm afraid not. You did, however, pull it up to 7. Late game recruit. Jack the Ripper. No, James the Ripper. Where's the... Okay. I mean, sometimes you just gotta live with it, you know. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Oh, come on! Alright, fine. Could you two kill these yahoos, please? Yeah, Jowan just engages the arch team in a thrilling conversation. Jesus.
As you wish. This should be easy enough. As you wish.
I mean, it's more like 3 individual mod positives, Colgrim, but... You know. Okay, now that's dealt with.
Right.
It's okay, we definitely don't have the alienage coming up. Ugh. Okay, can we get on with this, please? Jowan's like, have you always been suicidal? I did the O wrong there. Suicidal. The alienage always feels weird compared to the rest of the game. You can't do it until very late in the game. Like, as in it physically won't let you. And it feels like a speed bump on the way to the finale. You know, it's like, oh, hang on. One last side quest. Okay, now let's end the game. I'll be right back. Friggin' hinterlands. It's okay. We'll be able to see the whole of the Val Royale, right? I mean, surely. Alright, let's go kill Anora.
Breath, it's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Indeed. We have been praying for your safe return, Warden.
Go directly to hell!
I was uncertain you would respond as you did, considering the consequences. I am glad you did. Thank you. Now, however, we must work together. And quickly. My father has gone mad. I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense.
You notice how she peppers her lies with truth?
Now, I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
Uh-huh. So, what was the point of this whole exercise?
You will need ammunition come the landsmeet, and I can help you in that regard. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage.
Strangely.
Accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset.
Which
means that Howe and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Anora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as Howe's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Elena to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the landsmeet. But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me.
Credit to Eamon. You notice how he calls her on her BS pretty much immediately. I have nothing but my own analysis to back this up, but I've always gotten the impression that while Anora is supposed to be the smart one, I don't think she plays the game of politics that well. Let me try to explain what I mean by that. I think she's as good at this as an Orzammar politician would be, like a typical one, where she says something and nobody believes her. Now, they kind of go around with it because that's the politics, that's the game, but she's not the kind of person who will actually convince people that she's on their side, if you understand the distinction. Now, again, that's just based on how she's written and how she's presented, especially in this part of the game. Yeah, exactly. I think someone like Anora would just be destroyed living in Orlais, for better or for worse. So, it sounds a little bit to me like you need me, not really vice versa.
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough, and decent, but even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims. I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Anora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Kaelin. I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father. Consider what I have said. For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
Well, she's quite spirited. I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Galen was a good boy, but Anora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close, all the same.
That's another thing. Lord knows that it's not exactly like something that's against her versus everyone else in this stupid setting, but Anora wants to be queen a little bit too much. Now, I don't know her motives for that. I don't know if she wants to be queen because she wants the benefits of power, or because she actually wants to rule.
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against Loghain. Be careful how much trust you place in her. I do not for a moment think Anora means to give up her power easily. Still, I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for Loghain.
Right. Aren't we actively trying to depose her?
Anora was a capable administrator for Kaelin's lands, but she has not a drop of royal blood. We did not fight the Orlesians all those years just to lose our royal line in a single generation. Not when there's a surviving son of the blood.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about something else.
We certainly have a great deal to plan.
That's the other thing. I have to admit, something that irritates me only a little bit. I'm probably not going to give it a negative. But the game really feels like it's shoving you towards Anora and plus Alistair equals good. Like, that's the golden option. Because this game has a lot of golden options, right? And it's like, yeah, that's the golden option. That's how everyone's happy. Especially if you've hardened Alistair. And it's like, I'm not sure I agree with that. Like what Lord Harrimont just said. The slides are like, yeah, she's great. Uh-huh. Sure. Everything's great forever. Okay. Even the dialogue I just skipped, in case you missed, this is what prompted this thought, was 4 dialogue options, 3 of which were Alistair would be a terrible king. Alistair would be, she's super awesome, or Alistair and her should marry. The 4th option was, nope. There is absolutely no option to go in any other direction here. Also, I think you and I both know the answer to that one, Ontario. So what's going on in the friggin' alienage? Are they still enslaving people there?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now. Of course, if I might make a suggestion.
What?
Speak with Anora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy. And the sooner we know which she is, the better.
Oh. But yeah, someone said, forgive me for not remembering who, that she tends to brute force the game. I think that she's kind of gotten away with how she is because she doesn't have a lot of competition, right? Like, we've talked about this in an inordinate quantity of fiction. When you don't really have to try, and you've had a long, like, half a life of not having to try, you tend to not be very good at something. And I think that's Anora to a T. She's just never really had to operate either at or above her level. So, she kind of brute forces things. And the fact that she had Loghain backing her up one way or the other probably helped things.
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me. I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped, but once that is done, Riordan will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne.
Yeah, by the way, this conversation goes a little differently if you are a human, noble, female. Because the other person who she immediately identifies as a threat here is us. She tries to pull the same Alistair trick, too, as the other thing. But yeah, catty. Good word for that. Catty. Why exactly should I support you?
For years, I have ruled this kingdom as Kaelin's queen. As much as they loved Kaelin, all of the Banon knew this to be so. Kaelin was a good man, but what is needed now is not another good man, but a good ruler. I sent Alina here not solely because I thought I needed help, but because I saw an opportunity for us both. I need your support, Warden, and you will need mine.
No, I will not.
Do you disagree? You are a fellow Grey Warden. What do you think of Alistair's potential to rule? Never mind his willingness.
We all have to put up or shut up at some point in our lives, Anora.
Indeed. I am also doing what I must for the good of my country. Alistair seems like a kind, well-meaning man, and biddable enough. These are admirable qualities, if not kingly ones. He also seems to be a fine Grey Warden, which is exactly why he should remain one and serve the kingdom by defeating the Darkspawn.
That's the other thing. And I know this is pure personal pet peeve at this point. But she really wants the throne. And that just rubs me the wrong way. Like, she's just like, no, I should have the throne. And she will argue this point till the cows come home. So a kind king and a fine warrior. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Oh, there are some who would follow Alistair out of respect for his Therin blood. The others would see this as Eamon grabbing for power. Who else do you think Alistair would turn to for help? Eventually, the nobility would return to the old days of constant warring with each other. Alistair's weakness would destroy everything Merrick built.
Too true, Latario. You don't seem to like Alistair all that much.
Riordan needs an effective ruler with experience to see it through the Blight and after. That is not Alistair. Thus, I say again, I would welcome your support for the throne if you would give it.
I will give her this, and I mean this. The smartest thing she ever does in the entire game is she tries to court our support. Because that's the right call. By the point at which we have entered her arena, we have already united Orzammar, dealt with Redcliffe, pushed through... Well, okay. I guess it's malleable, but there's several things we've done up to this point in the game. And yeah, we are a big fish, officially and formally at this point. She recognizes that and has a brain about it and says, so... And she tries to court us. She tries a little bit too hard, but you know. So you are, of course, proposing an alliance.
That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Riordan, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
That's actually really funny, Lord Harriman. Anyways. No.
Ah, that's too bad.
Bye.
Then I wish you luck, Warden.
By the way, lest you think I'm being too negative in this game, Lord Harriman! No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I've been noticing something as we've been going through this. Have you noticed the game has just been getting better as we've been progressing towards the actual... Like, we're not in the outro yet, but... A lot of the weak parts of the game were in the... I don't know what else to call it. The filler portion, when we were running around doing the deep roads, or the fade, or the forest. And it's like... but yeah, now we've moved on to Act 2, and the quality of both the story and the gameplay have gone substantially and noticeably up. So now it's just like, oh, okay. No, I agree, Yura. This is this Act 3? I'd have to think about that, because I guess, yeah, no, I guess this is Act 3. We're tunneling towards the end game. We're not at the outro yet. That starts the moment we hit Denerim. The other time we hit Denerim.
Yes. Indeed.
And... Ogren! I do anticipate the outro will raise the score, not lower it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You never know until we're there. But there's something I want to do first.
Dwarven crafts. Find dwarven crafts.
Which I believe is here?
Have you heard the news about
Yes.
Howe? Everyone? Whoever you are, Wait. I know you. My son described you in great detail. He tells me that I owe you his life.
I would never leave a man to suffer at Arl Howe's hands.
When I saw my poor boy's legs, I only wish Howe still lived that I might tear him apart myself. I would bring troops against his son. But Oswin tells me Thomas had no part in his father's depravity. Is there anything you would ask as a reward for saving Oswin?
Yes. Actually, I want your support in the landsmeet.
Thank you again. Know that I will stand behind you at the landsmeet with all the support I can muster. In fact, I am taking my supper today with Ban Reginalda of the White River Benorn. I'll speak with her about this at once.
Thank you. Much obliged. Speaking of which, this is the time we're going through with full analysis mode on, right? Like, this is the no really. That's how that works. I find myself thinking... Oh yeah, we definitely freed Vaughn. I find myself thinking, the more I go through this, that a lot of my disdain, my dislike for Anora, comes down to her voice actress. I've spoken several times about how an actor can save a bad character, right? Or an uninteresting character. We just talked about that, right? With Tim Curry and the guy who plays Malik. But I think Anora's actress drags her down for me because, and I've noticed this as a director, as a voice director, a lot of people, when they're told to act noble, they get this certain tone in their voice, and they try to speak in a certain manner. And that it's not, no, don't do that. It kind of flubs a little bit, you know? Someone in Anora's position shouldn't actually have to talk like she does. She should speak with a great deal of precision. There should be a note of conclusory, I don't know what to call it. She concludes her consonants as she speaks in a manner that indicates that she is someone who is used to being listened to and having to think very carefully about the kind of things that she says. Yeah, sharp, right? There should be that kind of sharpness to everything that she says. And she should walk to and say, Grey Warden, let me be very clear. Alistair is simply not the kind of candidate for the throne that you think he is. I am the better candidate, and therefore I am the one you should support. And she should come down almost hard about that, right? Instead, well, you just heard her like 5 minutes ago. And I think that's the problem I have with her, really. I'm not trying to sound British, I'm just trying to sound chkunk. Yeah, she sounds exactly Lord Harriman. So it's interesting to listen to her performance and watch her portrayal. I find myself wondering, could someone do me a favor and look up who voices Anora? Because I'm actually quite curious.
I'd hoped to see him while I was in town, but he's made himself scarce. Every time I've called at the Chantry, he's been away. He answers none of my letters.
That doesn't sound like Erminric. I'm sure he's merely busy.
Thank you, Orcano. I mean, I do consider myself a good voice director. I do have years of experience at this point. And yeah, she also kind of does this thing. What she should do, I know that there's only so much they can do with body language, but I know that there's this one, right? Where the character just stands there. I don't know how much of me you can see. Where's my webcam? Where's my webcam? They can kind of stand maybe more like this. Like this, right? And I would say that she should be talking more like this. Composed. Right? Ready to speak. Instead of being like the... Oh, sorry. Wrong thing. What else has Micah Simmons done? And watch, she's like some amazing actress who's done like the best voice acting in the universe, except... Maybe not. What have you done? Hang on. Yeah, she has not done much. Like, there's Dragon Age. And that's kind of it. Wow. I shouldn't say it like that, but I legitimately do not recognize a single other thing she's been in. Damn. Oh, well, that sucks. Not that that's necessarily indicative, I was just curious. I know several people who are voice actors who've done like 1 or 2 roles who frickin' nail it. So, you know, shrug. I mean, honestly, Doug Cockle, right? Bonus point. How many of you even know who that is? Or yeah, actually, it's another perfect example. Charles Martinet, who's done, you know, Mario and the other guy, and that's kind of it. So for those of you who don't know who Doug Cockle is, he's the voice of Geralt. And as far as I'm concerned, he is the voice of Geralt. Although, I will admit, only as of 3, specifically. Witcher 3 is when he actually really found himself and found the role. And, you know, nailed it. He's also in Spellforce, Horizon Zero Dawn, Soul Calibur as Geralt, Monster Hunter as Geralt. Yeah, a lot of his roles are just him playing Geralt again and again and again. You might have heard him in Baldur's Gate 3 as a role I will not share right now, though. Getting off topic. Point being that I need to do something. What was I doing? I was going to go do something. Can't even remember. Whatever. Moving on.
May I help you?
I was asked to give this to you.
This is Ermenric's. Explain yourself. My brother would no more part with this ring than with his head.
He needs your help.
He's alive, then? Please, if you have any news of my brother, I would hear it.
He's in the dungeon of the Arl of Denerim's estate.
A dungeon? What? No. I will go to him at once. Someone will answer for this. Take this with my thanks. It has been in my family since the War of Crowns, crafted for us by the Circle of Magi. An heirloom is a small thing compared to my brother's life.
Okay. That should actually be it. Yep. Alienage time. Actually, there's one other thing we should do. But... Oh, yeah. We should give a plus to story. That's the other thing we could do. We actually did do the Ignacio quest chain, which is funny because I usually don't. But we should be good. I'm actually going to look that up. Yeah, actually, you know what? No, let's not look it up. Let's just kill people. Let's just kill people. Death to people. We're just going to go 100% the Hinterlands right now.
And these elves allow themselves to be herded together in this filth. Why, exactly?
Oh, yeah. Could you leave my party really quick, Morgan?
Blast and damnation.
Appreciate you.
beneath you will just take whatever you give us?
I think we better explain things to him.
See your face here again.
Nice people. I think I'm just sitting on that right now. Oh, I'm wrong. We do have the power of blood. What? Yeah, we'll sit on the rest for now. Yep, clearly the alienage is doing really good. You alright?
I'm fine. Please, don't talk to me. You'll only attract their notice.
Okay. Bearing arms is strictly prohibited. Elves who have swords will die upon them.
That is the tree of people, I believe. The Venadal.
Just take all their flowers here. Because, you know, evil. I think this is actually unique because... unique's the wrong word. I think this might be the last side quest in the game until we get to the DLCs. Right here.
Is someone there?
Hey, Nemesis.
Maker's blessing to you, child. Be not afraid. I still have some sight to see you by.
Honestly, I would agree with that as well, Jesse Ward. What happened to your eyes?
I appreciate your candor. Most stare. Or worse, the awkward silence. I am a Templar. I lost my sight in a battle with a powerful Maleficar. He called flame from the air and burned my face. The scars have healed, but my sight will never recover.
I mean, okay. Speaking as a voice director, and regardless of all other things, I don't think she's a good voice actor. That's it. You can't convince me on that one, because if she was my voice actor, I'd tell her to redo her lines, and I'd probably sit there and try and work through them. That's all. I am sorry for your loss, Sir Otto. You are actually a pretty cool dude.
Don't be. Many of my brethren died in that battle.
What are you doing here?
We'd heard rumors that there's an enclave of Maleficarum hidden in the alienage.
Right. Are you in any condition to fight Maleficarum?
Sadly, not anymore. But I have years of hard-won experience. Often the chase is as difficult as the resolution. So I do the Maker's work in whatever way I can.
Have you found anything?
I have found no evidence of Maleficarum in the alienage. However, there is something else. This place, it's scarred like me. When I came here, I immediately could feel an air of hopelessness, despair. But over time, I felt the wrongness runs far deeper than that.
What do you mean?
I don't know. But the feeling of wrongness never wanes. And so I attempt to puzzle it out. I don't suppose I could impose upon you.
Both, without question, Lord Harriman. If we could work through it, like if I was sitting there with her, and we work through it, and she maintains the same portrayal, but does a better job, sure, I'll work with that. You could ask any of my voice actors. I'm pretty easy when it comes to voice acting. I will absolutely help you out, Otto.
It took patience, but some elves opened up to me, and I've heard their sad tales. But I found no real evidence to support my fears. Ears alone have done all they can. I was hoping you could be my eyes. Look around the alienage for anything out of the ordinary.
Sure, absolutely. Anything in specific?
I don't know. I have a feeling that there is something to be found, though. You seem capable. I have hope that you will find what I seek. Maker watch over you, child.
Yeah, someplace like the alienage should probably be a dark side, a wound in the fade, or shoot. You know what I mean. I'm being facetious because this is horrible. This really should be a very, very unpleasant place.
You're not one of the bad men, are you? I just want to make Grandma happy.
Grandmother?
Never met her, but she protected me. But I lost her amulet. Grandma, make the voices go away.
What do the voices say?
Everything and nothing. They thirst for blood. More blood. The bad men in the house.
Who are the bad men?
The housemen. They came the night of shouting. All of us orphans were in there. Then the blood. Oh, the blood. Still bleeding. Poor animals. Poor us.
This is a good time to mention that this quest could be considered a trigger warning. So, FYI. This is unpleasant.
No, sir. No, sir, indeed. Don't go into the orphanage. The bad men will take you too.
Right. Allow me. I could do that for you.
If you could, then. I mean, yes, Fulcrum, but, you know, we don't know that. In fact, I actually plan to talk about that because that's going to come up during the outro. I think this is it. I am wrong.
On it.
No, I want to do the orphanage first. Hey, Otto.
What have you found?
Bad men at the orphanage?
The riot took its toll not only on the body, but on the mind as well. I know of whom you speak, although she opened up more to you than me, and her poor orphanage. A sad tale, that. Did you find anything else?
What's the orphanage's story?
When the elven riot was being suppressed, the orphanage was stormed. It was bad. Very bad. Have you found anything else?
No. Thank you, though.
Mama never came back from Ever. What's taking her so long?
She's taking a while because she's got a really, really big wagon filled with food that she's coming back with. And it's to take a minute, but she's going to get here and it's going to be fine. You just wait. Yeah, no kidding, Lord Harrimont. Like, I have no jokes here. I got nothing to add to this. These people stormed an orphanage. I just... Whatever, you know?
Spare a silver for a war veteran?
Clink.
Oh, Andraste, bless you, sir. I won't forget your face. No, I won't.
You're welcome. Come on, let me... There we go.
This should be easy enough.
There we go. Weird that it didn't trigger the first time. Same damn dialogue.
What have you found?
Rabid dog?
I'll report that at once. I've heard such afflictions can spread, even from a corpse. I suppose someone may not have known that. That's by the orphanage, right? A sad place. Did you find anything else?
Yeah. Pools of blood that smelled of rotten eggs.
There's been no fighting in the alienage recently. Which means the blood is not congealing. I suppose there could be some explanation for it. One odd thing I am willing to believe, but two is no coincidence. Let's head to the orphanage. Both of your clues were near there.
Let's do it. Come with me, Otto. Gonna be over here, away from that quest trigger that you just walked right through.
Right.
The feeling is intense here. This is the right place. I know not if it's the work of the Maleficarum, but there is definitely evil here. You go first. I will follow.
Sure, sure.
This should be easy enough. As you wish.
We've always got to have a haunted quest in these games, right? That's mandatory.
Right.
Do you hear me, Sir Willem, Sir Willem? I'm a falling, Sir Willem, Sir Willem, today. I'm a maiden, Sir Willem, Sir Willem. But I'm dying, Sir Willem, in pain.
This should be easy enough. As you wish.
Yeah, in lore, I wouldn't touch anything in this damn place. I'm mainly doing it because I remember there being something here that I care about, and I might be misremembering. Oh well. Wait, hold up. Are you arguing that I shouldn't loot, Evo? I'm so proud of you. Win? Okay. Well, that's... Jesus Christ. Fucking Mabari. Never looting again. You failed to purchase your auto. Yeah, so, anyways. Oh my god, strawberry donuts. Strawberry donuts. Alright, no more looting then. Ever. And when we get to Dragon Age 2, no looting. Inquisition, no looting.
Do you hear me, Sir Willem, Sir Willem? No.
Yep, next game we can loot in is Mario. Oh no, the fight that just TPK'd me. Oh, that's the problem. Right, okay, hang on, that's bad. And Otto's dead. Okay, okay. Jesus! Alright, You know, the game's starting to stall a bit. I mean, it's not like there's much I could do to level at this point. I mean, I could go donate a bunch of stuff. That's about it. Caitlin's just an idiot. I mean... Oh, thank God, Sean. I don't remember what the game's thing is. Well, part of the problem here is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spells. 7 of them are AoEs, which I cannot use because they will kill Sir Otto. So I have 1 spell I could use with reliability here. So I'm kind of dead weight, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'll just go respec. Oh. Also, we have to trigger this as a trap, so he's out of position. Pretty much by default. So what we're going to do, we're going to hope for good luck, which we actually just got. There we go. And then we're going to start just absolutely unloading on them while they're not near him. Just piling that on there. Do you have taunt on, Ogren? Yes, he does. Okay, cool.
You should run while you can.
That's a good question. Did I? I did. Negative number 14 and 15.
Let's get started.
And I agree. It is to the detriment of the game that we cannot respec. There's a lot of possible builds and a lot of cool stuff you can do in this game. And this is a game that should have a respec for the exact aforementioned reasons.
Very, very red.
Yeah, you should 100% the hinterlands.
I can't die. I will never die.
Sounds like a great idea.
1, 2, Merrick swim through. 3, 4.
Agreed, Jesse Ward.
8, 9, and now you die.
I'll take it, Disco. I'll take it. Do you, I guess this button? Where are you at, Ogren? Well, I actually didn't take taunt. That's why. Oh, because I was... Yeah. Well, let's work towards taunt.
I sense something drawing near.
Auto, auto, and he's on fire.
Should be easy.
Okay, Otto's alive. That's the important part.
Should be easy.
Just gonna save after every encounter here. I don't want Otto to die. What a death in here.
This is the center of it.
Mortal, you do not belong here!
Blessed be the Maker and his prophet Andraste.
Your pathetic maker is nothing compared to my glory!
I command you, show yourself, demon. Hide in the shadows no more.
You dare to command me? Let us see if your precious maker can protect you now, worm!
Enchantment?
Is that all you got?
Yeah, I noticed that too, Disco. Nice little touch. Where's Otto? Otto is getting bodied. Okay. Otto, you're about to be frozen, just so you know. It's okay. It's for your own good. I'm going to switch over to Win. Target him. Heal him, please. Okay. Now, oh, sorry. Yep, that one. Start pouring it into him. Keep him alive. Keep him alive. Keep Otto alive, and Otto's dead. Okay, cool. God damn it! Okay, it's cool. It's cool. I've got a new strategy. You ready for the new strategy? This is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I noticed that, Lord Airmont. Blah, 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 blah. Charge! Right up in the melee. Look at me. Don't look at Otto. Don't look at Otto. He's not worthy of your time. You're too magnificent for Otto. Hang on. Nice. There's Otto. There he is. Right there. Look at me. And also Loghain, but not Otto. Sorry, in half health? Oh my god.
I actually think you have a chance. Only one shall stand. Let's make this quick.
Well, friendly fire is off, but that doesn't count NPCs. So in any battle where I'm trying to keep people alive, I have to be really, really picky about my AoEs.
On your guard.
We won. At one time, I considered myself quite the warrior, but you accomplished here what I never could. But something still isn't right. I feel there is more to this. Nearby, the building next to us. I can feel it. Just on the other side of this wall.
Okay, but let me save. Let me save. Okay, thank you, Otto. I know you're, like, astonishingly suicidal. By the way, hey, YouTube. Suicide. Okay. Otto can't see the threats. Ah!
This should be easy enough.
That makes too much sense. Why is there so much blood?
You had it coming.
What am I wearing, this armor? I think I'm wearing just plain old heavy armor, yeah. Otto, could you not be right in front of...
Children, don't let that. On it.
Inch forward here. Reposition a little bit.
You should run while you can.
Otto, Otto! It's already at half health.
How about you?
Yes, Czar. It's a good way to make sure to... It actually accomplishes two things. It prevents monetization flags in general, but it also makes sure to flag my videos as not for kids. Because YouTube likes to periodically be like, hang on. You're playing a video game, which obviously means your content is for kids, right? So we're going to flag this for kids. And so one of the easiest and smoothest defenses against that is to just say suicide periodically. Also fascism, that's another one we could say. I'll say it nice and clear for you, YouTube. Fascist. There you go. Cool, we're done. Moving on.
Trust it. I don't want to go in. Please.
Listen, nobody else would ever have reason to play a video game. Come on, come on.
Nothing but excitement.
That's right, cartoons are for kids. Obs. Listen, nuance is for squares, okay? Where's Otto? Oh god! Otto! Don't do it, Otto! Think of all you have left to live for. Think about all the spirits that I'm trying very hard not to hit you with. There we go, right there.
Let's get started, as you will.
Now, does he have... Interesting. Otto. Look, I'm babying this guy. Are there other safer ways to do it and still be monetized, but for videos not becoming flagged for kids? No. Sorry, I had to understand your question for a second. Like, obviously, I don't monetize on YouTube, so that's whatever. I don't make a penny from YouTube, but I do go out of my way to try and avoid that whole thing because trying to make money off of YouTube is a goddamn minefield, which has actually gotten worse over the years. Which is why I don't make money on YouTube. I walked away from that minefield 8 years ago, something like that. It's been a long time at this point. Oh, I just have to turn it on, Yura. That's it. Boop. I qualify for monetization right now. One button press and BAM! I am monetized on YouTube. And my channel goes immediately down the tubes. Just... And that's the end of my YouTube career, right there. Right. It would probably be the closest thing to suicide that I could do with regards to my YouTube side of things. Like, at that point, I might as well just stop uploading videos to YouTube. No, it's okay, Zara. It just took me a second. I'm still kind of out of it. Remember, I slept like 12 freaking hours or whatever.
Leave me alone. Just go.
I'm just kind of blurred.
The voices will protect me. As you will.
You know, Otto, if you weren't right there, this would be an easy fight. So I want you to know, Otto, when these abandoned orphans die, it's your fault. Fun fact. Fun fact. At one point in time, this is a couple years ago, there was an accident on the YouTube side of things, and my channel accidentally had ads turned on temporarily. I found out about that inside of an hour, because I had people complaining about it immediately. So this should be fun.
Think you are safe?
Though the Golden City has fallen, I have seen your face and your light. I am your...
Save your pedantic chant for your sermons, Templar. You have killed my brood.
The Maker compels you. Show yourself.
The Maker. There is no Maker.
There you go, see?
There is no Golden City. But there are demons. Yes.
I hear not your blasphemy. By Andraste and all the divine after her, I order you to face me.
You delusional fool.
It was black!
Nothing but excitement.
We have done it again. I feel the darkness receding. I've seen the work of demon before. Some Maleficarum consort with them. But the Maker must have guided...
No. Otto, I actually liked you.
You die!
Despite how much you've been pissing me off for the last few minutes, I'm actually sad that you just got killed right in front of us. Though, I question how that's even possible, but, you know, whatever.
Only one shall stand.
Thrask is okay. I remember liking Thrask.
Let's make this quick.
I don't know if I'd say goofy, but it's always bothered me but that the Dragon Age in question has so little to do with anything, Yura. I know people who can't even tell me why it's called the Dragon Age. Like why the name of the game is Dragon Age. Excuse me. Obviously, I just kind of gave it away by calling it the Dragon Age, but even that, like... So I'm sorry, I didn't see your question, Disco. Is there a game I'm really disappointed I didn't like? Oh, lots. XCOM 2. There's a recent example. Most pointless title for a franchise ever? Honestly, Dragon Age is really close. It's a very pointless title. It has very little to do with anything. It doesn't even properly describe the setting on any level. By contrast, something like Mass Effect actually does have something to do with one of the fundamental underpinnings of the setting, and has to do with a lot of different things. We could also refer to, for example, Knights of the Old Republic, which has a lot to do with a lot of things. Dragon Quest is another example of something that at least has something to do with something originally. Metroid makes perfect sense. Final Fantasy, despite all the jokes, actually does fit pretty well, especially, once again, when you consider the original. But Dragon Age? How does Dragon Age have to do anything? So rather than say what I would name it, because I'm terrible at naming things, I called my setting the Extant. And it's run by the Empire. What would you call Dragon Age? If you're given a choice, you have the power to magically retcon Dragon Age into something else. What do you call it?
Oh, it's good to see you again, friend. You were so generous to me before, and these are other veterans.
I'm an orphan.
Oh, and an orphan. Please, my lady, can you spare some coin?
Are you really a veteran?
I am insulted. A veteran campaigner, am I? And Oli is as bereft of parents as anyone's ever been.
My mom is especially dead.
No need to mention that, Oli. Will you help us?
No.
Ah, can't blame a fellow for asking, eh? Well, let's go, Oli.
The miserable realms. I mean, it's fine, Jesse. She's especially dead. He was right there to make sure. Thank you, Tar Hunters. You can put that towards Baldur's Gate 3. I'd almost wish you wouldn't, but you can. That is something that is possible. You can also put it towards 2 other things if you'd like to. Okay, fine. Just to show it off. Just to show it off. Although we might have to do that fight again. It's okay, Otto's dead, so the fight's easy now. I will say the one thing I like about the title of Dragon Age is it's memorable. But I would change it if given a choice. I'm just not sure what I would change it to because, as we just mentioned, I have terrible name braid things there. Alright, let's restart the game because we're starting to have that wonderful, wonderful memory leak problem. Also, Age O Mythology, which I forget where that is. I'll have to look it up. Put it in the question marks and the Zelda block. You know what? Can someone do me a favor? Go hit up the list and look for Age of Mythology, please. Just do a search for it, because I make it a point of listing the blocks on the list, so if you do a search, you won't, like, if you scroll down manually, you won't find Age of Mythology, but if you search for it, it'll show up in the blocks thing. That way you can always see it on the same page, because, you know, interface design. It is under the Age of Empires block. Okay, cool. See, that's important, because if I put Age of Mythology, I'm going to be like, well, what the hell? Age of Mythology isn't on the list. Then I'll have to go do double checking and all the stuff that I just asked you to do. So Age of Empires block is what I'm going to put that towards. Let's save us some time and hassle, shall we? We have not reviewed Skyrim ever, Yura. Not even the first time. We also have never reviewed Morrowind ever. So that should be the answer to your question. Let's do the alienage.
I've got children at home. I can't wait out here for another day.
So go home. The best thing you can do for your children is not trust these charlatans.
Everyone remain calm. We will help as many as we can today, so long as we can do this in an orderly fashion.
Oh, you're helping us, are you, Shem? Like Valendrian and my Uncle Syrian, you helped them, didn't you? Help them never to be seen again.
We've explained this to you before, girl. More whining will not persuade us to let you into the quarantine to carry plague back out to the alienage.
Quit trying to get us all killed, Shiani. Some of us have still got things to live for.
If this spell of theirs works, why are half the people they quarantine perfectly healthy?
See, I feel like if I was going to name this series, I would do what I always do. I go with very simple names that I feel like are either descriptive or indicative. So I'd probably focus on something like the Grey Wardens. And that would be it. We would call it GW for short. GW, GW2, GW3. Something along those lines. Anyways, so there's a plague here? Fake news!
What's wrong, Shem? Did you get bored and decide to come watch the elves die of plague? Wait. Sora's told me about you. You're the one who freed him from the dungeons. These foreigners say they're here to help with our outbreak of plague. Funny thing, though. All the people they help disappear.
That's not true, and you know it, Shiani. Both my sisters got the Tevinter spell cast on them, and they're fine.
Where's your niece, then? and my Uncle Syrian, and Valendrian.
Hold up. Slow down and tell me what's going on here.
These foreigners have taken dozens of elves into that house over the last few weeks, and none of them have been seen again. One of them was our Hiren, Valendrian. And I don't know what we're going to do if we don't get him back.
I mean, that's true, both Lord Harriman and RRC, but that does... Dragons have nothing to do with anything in this series, in any of the games. The Grey Wardens do in all three. Now, they're not as important in 2, but a decent part of Act 1 is still about getting a Grey Warden to go help us to go into the Deep Roads, so... And there's also the DLC, which I'm not going to get into. And in Inquisition, there is still everything to go with Blackwall, and the section I'm not going to spoil right now. So, at least, you know, there is some narrative significance to the fact that there's... Yes, but... you know what? I don't feel like arguing. Moving on. Moving on. Dragon Age is a dumb name. Moving on.
They won't just let you in.
You have a better idea?
Well, there is another entrance in the alley. There's no crowd watching.
Negative to gameplay. Dragon Age name.
Those guards mean business.
Like, I already have to put up with the fact that Assassin's Creed Origins is called Assassin's Creed Origins, even though there are no assassins and there is no creed. I already have to put up with the fact that, you know, God, let's use another example. Let's go with Metroid Fusion. Has no has very, very, very few Metroids in it. Or, you know, several Metroid games, like the Primes, for example, Metroids might as well not even be relevant in it. But at least Metroid describes something relevant to the series. What's the significance of Dragon Age? I mean, I know. It's the era we're in. But even the fact that they called it the Dragon Age is one of the dumbest reasons to name an age ever. Hey, there's a dragon. This is now the Dragon Age. Wait, what? Oh yeah, Baldur's Gate 2 doesn't even go to Baldur's Gate. Okay, cool. We're cool. We'll live with that. Let's... The third... Yeah, that's right. We're going to call Lord of the Rings the Third Age, the Third Age 2, the Two Towers, and the Third Age 3, the Return of the King. I mean, I've said it myself, I am a terrible namer. I cannot come up with good names. I am physically incapable of naming anything well ever. But Dragon Age is a dumb name. All right, we're done. Moving on. You, let me in.
No, you can't go inside just for a moment. So you might as well walk right back around to the front doors. You shouldn't be out on the streets now anyway. What with the plague?
That would be funny if dragons are suddenly a big thing in Dragon Age 4. Aren't you afraid of getting the plague? I mean, you're just standing out here.
What's worse, dying of the plague or dying of hunger? I'll take my chances with the plague, thank you, if it means I get paid. I've been hungry. The novelty's worn off.
Right. How much do they pay you?
Not enough to put up with all these questions. What do you want?
6 sovereigns? Nah, just kill them.
Hey! Someone get out here and help me!
Oh my god. Yes, I do, Evo. The fact that Lord Harriman disagrees with me proves that I'm right. That's true, Latario. There's lots of dragons in Dragon Age Inquisition. And they're extremely relevant to the story because... Anyways, thank you very, very much, Disco. I do appreciate the support. Even though Dragon Age is a dumb name. If you want to put that towards something, please let me know. Right, here we go. Why? Game?
On it.
Yeah, I noticed that, Jesse Ward. Lord Harriman is secretly paramount. Vote for Balin instead. What the heck is Drag Dog? And is it on the list? Oh, Dragon's Dogma. Okay, I'm like... What the hell is Drag Dog? I can't name anything. Speaking of which, why is it called Dragon's Dogma? No, that's actually a lie. I know exactly what it is. Don't spoil. Don't spoil. No one related spoilers. But that's a significant name. And Mega Man? Morrowind, Oblivion. Although, actually, it probably should have been Morrowind, Cyrodiil, and then Skyrim. You know, keep the line going. Dragon's Dogma 1. Satisfactory. It just had an update recently, didn't it? And Outlaws.
On it.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. They are called the Elder Scroll : such and such. So, the Elder Scrolls is a pretty well done name while we're on the subject.
This should be easy enough. Right.
Bring 8 males and 6 females for the next shipment. Because, you know. Look, we all know this is slavery. We get it. We get it. They're evil. Moving on.
As you wish. I sense something here. On my way. It's either you or me.
No, you don't.
It is going to be me.
Why are the elves hostile to me?
Right.
I mean, no, Colgrim. It's just at this point, I'm still thinking about names. So I guess that's on me. Thank you for moving away from everybody else. Ride to Hell Retribution should have been a good name, and then they changed their mind about what the game was like 3 times, and then it stopped playing it. The Awakening Origins. Actually, you know what? I'm with it. I'm with it. I mean, if we really want me to get persnickety here, which I can do, I'm just mostly joking around. But you know what's really always bothered me? This game is called Dragon Age Origins, as if the origins are super significant. But as I've already made my point clear, no, they freaking aren't. Like, some of you probably don't even remember, but the origins were a huge selling point of this game when it was first being released. They're like, hey, origins, origins, origins. And then you do the origins, and it's like, okay, we're done.
Are you all right? What was in there? Where is everyone?
Found a note.
Let me see that. What does this even mean? They can't be shipping people, can they? Shipping them where?
I think why might be a slightly better question.
I don't care why. I just want to find everyone who's missing.
But
how could they take them away? Wouldn't we see them?
Wait, why would I hate you,
The
Evo?
back alleys. There are all sorts of buildings back there. They could be using one as some sort of warehouse, staging area.
Hey, Evo.
There are apartments off the alleys. I would go to the back of the hospice and maybe follow the alley from there. If you find any more information, please let me know. I refuse to accept that they're all simply gone.
You know, that's actually a good point. EverQuest is a surprisingly indicative name. It's misleading, but at the time it made perfect sense for what it was going for. It was supposed to be the eternal quest. You just go and you quest forever, right? Because that was what it was leaning towards. Yeah, World of Warcraft, built on the Warcraft series. Also, Warcraft in general, it's a little less significant. I was going to name another one. Ultima Online. It's the Ultima series, but online. Pretty indicative. And then we had the other big one, which was Asheron's Call. Which, yeah, the Call of Asheron is kind of one of the central points of the entire setting. So, yeah. Age of Heroes. So the only hesitance I have about Age of Heroes is it's almost too generic. But it's funny you bring that up, Baron, because what I was about to do before Lothario reminded me that I forgot to answer him out loud is that Guild Wars is terribly named. How many of you know why Guild Wars is named that? Not you, Colgrim. I know you do. Actually, maybe you don't. Does anybody in chat know why Guild Wars is called that? Okay, Colgrim does know. No, there's a specific reason. There's a very specific reason. I'll give you a hint. It's a similarly dumb reason to Dragon Age. It has nothing to do with anything. It's like... It's such a dumb reason. I'm sorry, I do have to AFK very briefly. I'll be right back. Welcome back, Papa Neeks. You know what? Honestly, yeah, Hunger Games is not a great name either. Although, I think that's just my opinion on the Hunger Games in general. No offense to anybody who likes the Hunger Games, honestly. Twilight. That's a good question. Oh, you know, Fallout's another good name. Makes perfect sense. Harry Potter, as much as I have issues with the writer, is a perfectly good name and is very descriptive and works perfectly well. Now, hang on. I'm trying to look up something, but I'm having issues with it. Because... Here we go. Maybe? No, this isn't it. See, part of the problem is I don't even remember how long before Guild Wars 1 starts that the Guild Wars happened. Because, surprise, the Guild Wars were just an event within the history of the setting. No, not a big event. In fact, they were a very small event. It was so insignificant that it has, I don't want to say zero impact on the games, but if it has any impact at all, it is approaching zero. It has nothing to do with anything. It was just the guilds were like, ah, and then we're done. And then the game starts. It's not like, you know, the great World War I from Eberron that led to Eberron's start or anything like that. But here's the really funny thing. And this is why I was going to bring up Guild Wars in specific. You know what a much, much better name for Guild Wars is as a franchise? Dragon Age. Because dragons are all about that setting. And it is quite literally the age of dragons that we're going throughout the course of Guild Wars 2. Not joking. Not joking. Guild Wars 1, obviously, I don't want to spoil too much, but Guild Wars 1 has its own story arc, and it kind of builds up across, I'd say, 3 expansions. But even Guild Wars 1 is still kind of setting the board for the Dragon Age. And then the Dragon Age actually hits, which happens in between Guild Wars 1 and 2, and then you're fully going through it in Guild Wars 2. I'm sorry. I find that entirely too amusing. What am I doing? No, wrong button, wrong button. What am I doing? I'm so turned around here. Hey, Shiani.
Are you all right? What was in there? Where else could they be? It makes no... If you find it...
Okay, got it. We still gotta look around. Okay, sure. Oh, that's right. It's over here or something. Yeah, even Aurene perfectly ties into that. No spoilers, but... that's just funny. So yeah, clearly we gotta kill this. The Guild Wars. It has about as much to do with the setting as Dragon Age. The Darkspawn Wars. Or DW. And then we can make Darkwing Duck references as we go through this. Blight Tales. See, I say I'm terrible at naming something. That's actually a lie. I'm great at naming stuff. But the problem here is that there's actually a lot, and I do mean a lot, that really goes into making a really clever, snappy name that's distinct and memorable. And it can't be too much, and it can't be too few. Right? Ooh, I like that, Lord Haramon. Because, yeah, The Blight, I was just about to say, The Blight doesn't quite fit, but Blight Wars is a bit too much. And yeah, you also have to be having trouble with copyright and all that fun stuff. So, you know, despite what Japan seems to think, calling a game The Effervescent Adventures of the Grey Wardens and Their Journey Through the Most Dilapidated of Lands that is in dire need of saving is not a really good name for a franchise.
Right.
Love you, Japan.
Sorry, but we're closed. There are a few places in the market district that can... Good day.
What did I miss? I'm sorry. I'm actually turned. I'm an idiot. I've spent too time talking about Dragon Age and names. Did I miss this? Is this what I'm missing?
Help us, please! We're not sick! Let us out of here!
Got it.
Thank you, friend.
Hearts of Iron. You know, I'm not sure about that. Call of Duty, for example, actually makes plenty sense as a franchise name. Crusader Kings. Yep. Europa Universalis. Yep. Stellaris with it. Where's Valendrian?
They took him away already. Through the back alley.
Battlefield, yeah.
Don't know where exactly. You don't have to say that twice.
Yeah, I apparently just missed a door. I'm so antithetical to looting, I missed a door. No wonder I was so confused. You notice the quest didn't even update. The quest said talk to Shiani, and I'm like, what? Titanfall? Yep, nope, I'm with it. Like I said, there's actually an art that goes into naming something, especially something that's going to be long-term. I made fun of the extant, but actually, I spent a very, very long time debating the name of extant, or the extant, more accurately. Because I wanted something that wasn't really taken. Yes, I know, there's a TV show called The Extant. I wanted something that's easy to pronounce, easy to spell, memorable, punchy. That's another thing. Like I said, you don't want it to be too short, and you don't want it to be too long. You want it to be something that people can say and just be like, bam. And, well, there's a lot of ways to do that. There's hundreds and hundreds of ways to do that. And it varies from language to language. Yeah, XCOM. There's a lot of, you'll notice there's a lot of dun-dun when it comes to a lot of nomenclature. 2 syllables is considered ideal if you're going to go with single words like extant or Metroid or whatever.
What happened? Some of the elves ran out, but I didn't recognize any of them. Where are all the others?
It's also worth noting, if you decide to come up with a bad series, bad name for your series like The Legend of Zelda, people will come up with their own term for it, like Zelda. There's a reason we just call those Zelda games now. Those are the only ones inside.
How is that possible? Where else could they
blah,
be?
blah, blah, blah. Here's
It makes no sense.
What?
But, well, if you find...
It's... Okay. Perhaps I should tell Shani about this. What am I missing here? Did I screw up the quest?
What happened? Some of the elves ran out, but I didn't recognize any of them.
I found a note.
Let me see that.
I already showed you the note.
What does this even mean? They can't be shipping people, can they? Shipping
Have you seen them bring anything out of the hospice?
No. People go in, but they don't come out. They aren't shipping anything out of there that we've seen. They could be moving through the back alleys. There are all sorts of buildings back there. They could be using one as some sort of warehouse, staging area.
There was a key with a note.
There are apartments off the alleys. I would go to the back of the hospice and maybe follow the alley from there. If you find any more information, please let me know.
Fine, Jesus Christ. Shiani, are we done here? Can I actually move forward now? There's several things wrong with the title The Legend of Zelda. The first of which is the fact that it's called The Legend of Zelda, which obviously doesn't work at all.
Indeed.
Yes.
So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is it's 6 syllables. The Legend of Zelda. Too much of a mouthful is generally considered to be not a good thing when it comes to a franchise name. It's, again, why people tend to either summarize down to acronyms or down to a single word, like COD, or Call of Duty, which is still only 4, by the way. Endless Legends of Zelda. Now, Legend of Zelda, or A Legend of Zelda, wouldn't work as well if you're paying attention. So, what would we call them instead? Well, they're Zelda games. But the funny thing is, even calling them that is still something that's kind of debatable. But at the very least, a Zelda game actually works quick. It's distinct, it's punchy, it's memorable, it's 2 syllables. It's easy to summarize, bam, bam, bam. There you go. Now, The Elder Scrolls, that's a fantastic series name. One of my favorites of all time, ever. Because, why do you think Elder Scrolls is bad? I'm actually curious, because I actually did speak positively earlier about The Elder Scrolls, which naturally is probably why you're bringing it up as terrible. Football manager. FIFA steals your money just like the real corporation. I mean, there we go. Madden stopped working a while ago.
What's this? Another shipment already? We weren't... Wait, you're no Tevinter. Who are you supposed to be?
I am the Grey Warden.
Oh no! I've heard of you! Attack!
I don't even know how to begin to explain the answer to that, Lord Aramont. The Elder Scrolls, as in the item, the concepts, are arguably one of the central pillars of the entire setting, and have direct impact on several of the games, and indirect impact on all of the games.
I still remember my first...
By contrast, if I name a game the 18th century... Actually, that sounds kind of cool. Now that I'm saying it that way.
Try not to look too incompetent. It's embarrassing. A little frantic.
See, now you're talking me into it. Now you're talking me into it. Because naming a game 18th century, I mean, that's already immediately invocative, at least to me. Aww. Yeah, I was about to say Anyo does that, or Anno, or however the hell they pronounce that.
Well, aren't you sweet and attentive?
I'm not gonna have sex with you. Just trying to loot. I suppose that's true, Evo. Which is why the Elder Scrolls games get away with it, by virtue of using the subtitle approach. You'll notice this is what Zelda does, too. In other words, the name of the game is not The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Nobody says that. They just say Morrowind, right? We don't say The Legend of Zelda, The Twilight Princess. We just say Twilight, or something similar like that.
Right.
Alright, time to do a grease fire.
What is the meaning of this? We were told that there would be no interference from the authorities.
No interference with what?
You simply fought your way in here to ask questions, did you? You will regret this, you know. Believe it or not, we've been given dispensation to do our business here.
Really?
You talk a great deal about how very wrong slavery is. But isn't it funny how quickly the smell of gold overcomes such ideals?
Interesting. So you're slavers, huh?
Do you have any idea how difficult it is to acquire new blood? These slaves will fetch an excellent price in the Imperium, and we're paying handsomely for this opportunity.
You can't just take people from their homes and sell them. It's despicable.
But enough. I am here to halt your slaughter, nothing more.
Right. I'm gonna kill you.
Let us finish this then. I intend to see you pay for the damage you've done here.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure that new blood comment will never actually come up.
He's approaching.
Just reset the board here really quick. Back off for a second. Pop this spell. Get over in the corner. Be stunned. Very important part of the process. Very important. Oh, I noticed. But I don't think she gives a damn about whether or not they have ears or not. Hello, game? And we're dead. And we're dead. Okay, so, anyways. I'm so glad we brought these two terrible party members to this quest so we could get different dialogue. If only there was some system by which we could just bring everybody and not actually run into this problem. Alas! Such a thing is the fever dreams of a madman. Do we even have a tank? We do not have a tank of any variety with this setup. Oh my god, Evo! You're trying to get me killed! I knew it! Why would you do this to me, Evo? I'm gonna have to rewind a bit. Hang on, I'm gonna have to rewind. That's a death. Let's switch back to here. Trying to get me killed. Alright, get out of my party.
Blast and damnation.
Yes.
Blood and damnation.
Okay, take two.
What is the meaning of this? We were told that there...
You told me to bring Morrigan and Zevran. I can't not bring a healer. So that means, by definition, my party is me, Morrigan, Zevran, and Wynn. There's not really any options here. Anyways, I'm here to kill you.
Hugh Ferelden's talk...
I'm here to kill you. I'm here to kill you.
What could you...
Okay. Let's go back over to the corner. Wait for a minute. Yeah, just waiting. Wynn's just getting body. Wynn's dead. Wynn is completely dead. And we're dead. Jesus Christ. This is just an increasing problem. We are just under-leveled. And I don't have any way to fix that. I don't have a solution to this. You know what? I've got a solution to this.